Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour podcast.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 256. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry about the break last week. Jimmy's been a busy boy with his travels, but we figured we'd make it up for you this week. So, we have a guest, a first-timer to the show, but a man that we have known for quite a while now. You might have seen him around on, damn near every gaming convention that's out there. Or maybe playing bass in a little band called Rex Viper. You know him as the Squarepainter. We know him as Adam, and he joins us tonight. Adam, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on. I've been looking forward to it since last week or whenever you asked me.
Yeah, it's one of those things that never clicked. Like, every time we see you, we have a great time hanging out with you. You're like,
oh, yeah.
We just need to get his ass on podcast. Now, we know you are a super busy boy. And before we talk anything, let the people know, where can they buy your merch? Where should they be subscribing? Where should they be following you?
You could follow me. I'm mainly active on Twitter and Instagram these days at Squarepainter. Follow me on there. I have links to my shop, squarepainter.storenvy.com. All my small to mid-sized pieces are on there. Any of the larger pieces, I generally save those for cons and stuff. But yeah, I have all those. If you want a commission piece, you can DM me on either of said social medias. Oh, I also have a Facebook business page. I don't really use that too often though, but if you want to reach out to me on there, I'll get back to you, but I prefer the others.
Wait. You mean you don't want to pay $500 for between 5 and 200 million people reached?
No, I don't. I got a funny story about the Facebook business pages if you guys want to hear about that.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you want to start with that. So, I had this art consulting firm or whatever. I forgot the name. It was like a month ago. Follow me on Instagram. I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool. So I just like the guy's post. Like DM me. He's like, oh, hey, I love your art and blah blah blah. We're going back and forth. And he's just like, I could see he had some kind of program or something for this. So okay, this is 50-50 of it's either gonna be a scam or it'll be something cool. At least I can pick the guy's brain and find out what it is. So they set up a Zoom meeting and they're really adamant about it. So I get on there and I'm on there with this guy from fucking New Zealand. And all he wants to do is talk business. He doesn't give a shit about my art. He doesn't want to see it, and he keeps wants to talk about this PowerPoint display. It was something about a funnel system or something. I'm like, this sounds scammy as fuck. You guys ever have any of those scam jobs when you were in your early 20s? It totally felt like that. So I pretended that I couldn't hear him and I was just clicked leave in the middle of it. And they had my phone number somehow too. And the dude tried to call me from a Los Angeles number. I had to Google how to block number real quick. So anyway, the Facebook business pages, that was their big thing. They wanted to put up money for targeted ads to sell prints or something like that. Oh, and the guy was I had to push him a little bit of how much it was. Guess how much the startup cost was for it. This is why the whole leave thing happened.
10K.
How much do you think it would be?
I'm going 10K.
No,
10K?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2,000.
Jim, you are correct.
Boom!
$5,000 to $10,000. I'm talking to you to make money off my art, dude. You think I have 10K liquid in my account? 5K would what do you want? Everything in my checking? Yeah.
Well, that's a funny thing because we get I'm sure you get them too, the SEO emails all the time and shit like that.
Oh, constantly.
And I think one or two of the first ones we got, I was like, oh, I'll see what they have to do. So I went back and forth with them a little bit. He's like, oh yeah, we'll increase your reach. We'll have all the hot keywords, blah blah blah. You just need 10K to start. And I was like, nope.
Yeah. I can't believe they hit you with that too. Who knows? Might have been from the same leeching company. But yeah, it was just, I couldn't believe that. And they were going to say Facebook targeted ads. So circling back to what you said, but they also mentioned, oh, we've been doing this hot new thing the kids are doing called Instagram Reels. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to do some of them Reels without the 10,000. So that's why you've been seeing me post Reels on Instagram, because they gave me that idea. I have a whole bunch more. I just need to get to them.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, number one, first of all, we're going to have your links below, but, as we're talking, I'll probably just throw up here some of your latest pieces.
Sure.
But,
Whatever, if you need photographs, or you could feel free, grab anything off my socials or whatever. I mean, we're buds on Facebook too. I have that whole album on my private page where you can grab anything.
No, and it's one of those things. The pictures, they don't do it justice. Like seeing you in person, seeing it in person, like yeah, it's a different feel. I said I've bought in some pieces over the years, and my son like still the Ninja Turtles ones are like his
Hell
like
yeah.
favorite. Like he's so obsessed with that. But yeah, man, like the amount of work you put into some of the big ones, and my mind always goes to Streets of Rage 2, that that big boy one. Like when you
Oh,
endeavor and
which
doing
one? When it
those,
was what, Axel and Shiva fighting?
Yes.
yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. I painted that over the pandemic. Like I was going crazy like summer of 2020, and I I cranked that out in like an absurd amount of time. I mean, it was like a month, but the amount of work that went into it was crazy to finish it in a month. Actually, the guy that bought it, his name's Steve. He's a guy that I met years ago at Too Many Games, and he actually ended up buying it last year. So
I was
shout
gonna
out
say I
to
remember that post. Yeah,
yeah, shout out to my dude Steve who bought the Streets of Rage painting. I'm so happy that it went to him. That he's a rad guy. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up. I love that painting. I've been
oh
meaning to
yeah.
do another Streets of Rage piece.
So just to give people like context for these
Uh,
drawings that you, through the paintings that you do, so you basically start them out as you tell us just by making a grid on like a canvas basically. How big are like the grid squares? Is it like variable? Or you do the same size every time?
99% of the time, it is a half of a centimeter. So think of how small a centimeter is. Divide
Jesus.
that in half.
Oh my
I got
god!
little flat tip brushes here. I got a whole bunch right here. Here, like this. This is smaller than a half centimeter. So I use that. And I mean, I have other ones for like filling in other spaces and things, and like bigger ones for more like larger areas. And yeah, but 99% of them are. Sometimes I've gone smaller and done like 1/8 inch, which is even smaller than a half centimeter. Yeah, though that's just
Jesus.
like, yeah, it hurts my head. I've been doing it for so long that the half centimeter is my go-to. Actually, here, if you want to see what I've been working on, here I posted
Yeah, I
up
was
a
gonna say I see
picture.
that
I was literally
Joker.
just working on this before we hopped on. So yeah, it's the Joker from The Adventures of Batman
Oh,
from
That's
sick.
yeah,
awesome.
the Super Nintendo version. Yeah, I did like a ton of recoloring, and like the background is gonna be like this reddish crimson of like that crazy like fun house or like
Oh,
amusement park
okay.
level. Yeah, I put them in that. So that'll be done soon.
So when you do that, like, there's so many layers to how I could never even get close to even attempting to try that shit. Like when I see that, my mind goes right away. Like, do you sit there and have to like pre-think of every color you need? Like that
Um,
process must be
I
insane.
I already know, like I set up all my files in Photoshop first. So like I went to school for graphic design. That's what I did for years. So like the Adobe programs I know very well. So I have everything. I have a whole system of like I know exactly how and what high and wide canvas is going to be for pixels and everything like that. It's a whole system, and I'll do like color matching and color changing within that just to one make it more conducive as a painting, because sometimes the colors will be muted off of a palette, like all the like Final Fantasy games all have muted palettes in on Super Nintendo, and I always beef those up. So I'll do stuff like that. And then I have my set colors that I mix. I have like two giant carts down here just full of tubes of paint, bottles of paint, and then like all these custom mixes, and I'll write on there like 25% gray, 50% gray, dark turquoise, mid turquoise. And I'll know, like, I can just look on the screen and be like, okay, I'm going to hit that with a mid turquoise, or I got to mix a certain color with it. I've been doing it for so long that it, like, I go on autopilot. I don't even think about it when I'm doing that. It, I could just mix paint on a palette. Like, oh, I need like a lighter, white dude flesh tone. It's like, okay, I need yellow ochre, crimson red, and titanium white, and I just know
You just know
exactly.
it at
I
this
just
point.
know it in my head of like the ratio that I have to do, and I'll nail it every single on the first try. I'll nail it because I've
Mm.
been doing this for so long that it becomes second nature. So that is how I do this somehow.
So how do you decide like when you do one of your really big pieces? Like,
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, you're like, all right, this is an undertaking. Like, is it something that lives in your head for a while and it's finally like, all right, I got to get to it, or is it like a little more spontaneous? And you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go after this one.
It's always, you know what? Fuck it is kind of like what I live my life by. Like that's every decision I make. But when it comes down to the paintings, like the big ones, like you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do this already. But I'll have layouts that I'll have bouncing around for literally years. Have you guys see that really big Contra painting that I had. It's like a
Oh
big
yeah.
3 foot by 3 foot, and it looked like kind of like an action movie poster. You know what I'm talking about. I had it
Oh,
at too
yeah.
many games last year. That one I had bouncing around for years, and initially I was planning on just doing prints of like some of my more elaborate layouts. I'm like, okay, wouldn't it be cool to paint this? But like, it's just crazy to do this and more custom design. And then like late 2020, I just being locked in, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna paint this thing. I could fit it on
Mm-hmm.
a 3 foot by 3 foot canvas. So I decided to do it. So that's generally how it goes. I'll have layouts knocking around for years, and then I decide to do them. When it comes to the really big ones, I only try to do, maybe if they're not commissions, one or two a year, because they like I I got to sell them for so much money. It takes a long time to move them. Like right now, I don't know if you saw, like I posted some teaser pictures. I'm working on this big 3 foot by 2 foot Earthbound painting for the 30th
Mm-hmm.
anniversary of it. So that's like maybe 25% done. I've been slowly chipping away at it. And like I actually have like a whole bunch of other specific paints of like flesh tones and certain mixes just for that painting saved amongst all my other stuff. So that'll be like the big one of 2024. And then whenever that's done, maybe I'll get to another one. Because like
Yeah.
the majority of the money I make is through commissions, and then just like the smaller paintings that I post. And I'll do like a little $80, $100 painting, and it sells when I post it, which that feeling never gets old, by the way. But
Bet
I'm
yeah,
not.
sure.
yeah, it feels great. But yeah, the big ones, they're it's very rare that like I put together a really big design and then I'm like, I have to do this. That's
Mm-hmm.
been quite a while.
So is there like an anxiety when you're going from all these conventions across the country and lugging these things with you, of just like, oh shit, oh fuck, like especially with the big ones? Like, do you just bubble wrap the living hell out of them, or just all put them in a crate and go, well, hope for the best?
Uh, yeah, I'll use bubble wrap, and then I'll use just like, paper towels like in between, as like cushioning in
Mm.
between them. And you can't use bubble wrap certain times of the year. Like if I was going to too many games because of the heat in the car, because it's all acrylic paint and it'll get
Ooh.
really hot and it'll stick and it'll peel the paint right
Oh,
off. Even though I use like matte varnish, I've had horror stories of shit like that happening. Nothing with a huge painting,
Oh
but
no.
I've had small ones.
I was gonna say that sounds like personal experience. You're like, well, that's a
Oh
lessons
yeah.
learned.
Oh yeah. Like I like, I'm on anxiety meds anyway. Like all of us. I swear every artist is friggin' crazy. We're all weirdos. But yeah, I have to be like anal retentive about keeping my art, because you see how many paintings I bring to a show, and I got to make sure they're all organized. I know exactly where they are, and they're all being transported, in a good way. And like, with Nina, they have their art too that they're bringing to a show. We have our other like clothing bags. So when we're packing a car, I got to like really really stack my paintings and wrap them in blankets and make sure everything is, you know, nice and
It's all
safe.
good.
And I have a whole system for it again, but like, our car's not that big. I always gotta move stuff around. Yeah, usually we're driving to shows, so the stuff is in the car. And I know, again, if it's like hot out, can't like leave the car for a long time, because then it starts baking in there, and the paintings are just gonna get completely ruined if you keep them
Mm.
in the heat. So yeah, that's always the thing you got to take into account. I've done a few shows like out in Portland where we've flown, and I've just packed stuff like in my carry-on bag, and I've like literally wrapped it, like bubble wrapped it, and wrapped it in my clothes, and like packed it like in the center of my bag. So, and I've never had a problem. I actually had one slightly get a little scuff on it, but that's it.
Yeah,
So,
that's not bad.
no, not bad at
Now,
all.
now let me ask you. You mentioned commissions.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, being a gamer and involved in this, is there anything that, like someone could ask you to commission it? You're like, fuck that game. I don't want to do
Um,
that.
it is anything like, I try to stay away from anything that's like controversial or like overly negative and stuff, or like anything gross or any like kind of nudity, any pervy kind of shit. I stay
Mm.
away from all that. If you look at all my paintings, everything has a neutral to positive kind of feeling, unless it's like something violent and then it's like over the top ridiculous. But I never do anything that's like mean or anything like that, like mean spirited. So I wouldn't do any paintings like that. Nothing pervy, weird, mean spirited, anything that fits into that. I don't want my name associated with that. But I mean, there's certain games like Adventures of Bayou Billy. I fucking hate that game, man. I have a personal like childhood vendetta against that frigging game because it looked so cool. You know, like, oh, it's a side-scrolling brawler and you use the light gun and you drive. That sounds amazing. I remember being excited for it, and like Konami was putting it out. Like, I just remember, like, I didn't know what Konami was. I just would see the logo. It's like, oh, I would associate that with Contra. So like everything they do is good. So I have like a personal vendetta against that game. I have done commissions before. I've never made a conscious choice to ever do a painting from that, like at a con. I've never had one. I've only done Adventures of Bayou Billy twice for 2 commissions, and they were people. One was an old a dude I knew from this video game store I used to go to, and one was like a regular one of like my regular guys at the time was buying art. And I told him, like, I'll do it for you, but you're gonna know there's a hatred in this game.
So everyone out there listening, you know what to do.
You know what to do. Hit me up with the Bayou Billy and annoy me. My bank account will be happy, but I'll be pissed off.
So when Jim comes to you for Strip Fighter 2, you mean you don't want to do that?
I don't know what is that?
Well, Adam. We classy gents in the PC Engine scene. What do you call it? Basically, it's a ripoff of Street Fighter 2. But
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just all women and all varying attacks of nudity. Like the Zangief girl is like an Amazon girl who just whips her tits out and does like a whole spinning tornado kind of attack with them.
Does she have like their tits? Is there a Dalsum one where like her tits go across the screen and like knock you in the head?
No, there is no Dalsum. I was hoping for something like that.
What?
That's a missed opportunity. There is like a super queef though. I think one of them has like I think it's maybe Medusa. There's definitely a queef attack in there.
I would hope so, but like Dalsum just wouldn't have like a big fat booty that would like turn around and like the butt cheeks
hit you
like, across the screen.
That would make too much sense.
Too much sense.
And in this day and age of Steam and Nintendo Switch and anything going on these pages, how is it not been a sequel? Come on, people.
How is there not?
What about me? No one. Where's my representation? Damn it.
Now, Adam, as we said, we've known you for a long time now, and obviously coming on this site, we always appreciate it. But this would usually be a point where we always say, what are you drinking with us tonight? But we also have to give you a congratulations, because I saw today you got a big 28th month sober.
Yes,
so
28
dude.
months. Yeah, I actually completely forgot. After like my 2-year mark, I kind of kept forgetting, and I was like, oh shit, like the 14th. Like I had to like count like. God damn, it's been 28 months.
You're like, yeah.
It's like dating. How long have we been together now? Huh? What? Okay.
Yeah.
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 We always fuck that up. Come on.
Yeah, actually in 5 days on 420, man, we didn't plan it. Nina and I, it's going to be 11 years that we've been togetger. So crazy.
Make sure you got that year right. Don't say 11 and she's like, it's 12.
No,
it's son of a bitch.
Oh, it's 11. It's 11. We're very sure.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
congrats to that.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. But yeah, the whole sobriety thing, I needed to kick the booze a long time ago. It was just something, and I didn't need it anymore. It was the negatives outweighed the positives. It just needed to go. So I kicked it one day and never looked back. So I got my fine sparkling water grapefruit flavored with other natural flavors.
All right.
I actually got a other few on deck. I got this Nixie like watermelon mint and this lime ginger. These are really good. So if anybody wants seltzers, yeah, definitely like snag those. They're very refreshing.
Yeah, I said other than the beer and the stuff we do for the site, it's funny. Like I'm just Wooder or like LaCroix or Bubblies or whatever the hell, whatever type I can like. I realize I think I just like drinking beverages a lot, especially ones.
Yeah. Actually, that helped like the seltzer. I always liked drinking seltzer anyway, but when I kicked the alcohol, because I was drinking alcoholic seltzers and just beers and always from cans, so the act of like opening a can. I didn't want to do it because it was just like I was trying to retrain my brain. So you know that company Liquid Death?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I swear they market towards like people in like their 30s, 40s plus from like any music scene like punk rock or hardcore or metal that used to party and go nuts and just don't want to do it anymore but still want to hang. Like so you still feel like because they have the big cans, it looks like a beer.
It looks like a beer.
Yeah, they have like the 16-ounce like tall boy kind of ones, and you're just drinking, a nice crisp flavored seltzer. Like besides the packaging, like the seltzer is really good. So shout out to Liquid Death for like when I was kicking the booze and getting sober and like retraining my brain to like crack a can and not expect an IPA that I'm gonna get refreshing,
Uh-huh.
hydrating seltzer. So yeah, shout out Liquid Death for helping me get over that hump.
Yeah, Liquid Death is one of those things where I was like, what's the big deal? Let me try it.
Yeah,
And there is something, even this the plain water, like you're drinking it, you're like, why does this taste better? Like, why is this better than going from a bottle? Like I finish it all the way.
yeah,
There's
it's
something to it.
yeah, I don't know, it's crisp. It's like the way they filter it or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I think it's funny. Like actually, the guy that started it, he said that he got the idea because he was on the Warp Tour years ago, and Monster Energy was like sponsoring the tour, and they were giving them out to all the bands, and the bands couldn't drink this crap like Monster like when you're on stage at like the summer, like how hot it gets, and like I've been playing in bands for years, and with Rex Viper, like I can say, like it gets hot on that fucking stage. So bands were just putting water in the Monster Energy cans, and that's where he got the idea from it in like
Shit.
2005. So yeah, he made it
It's a
into this
great
whole
idea.
thing. It's awesome. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
them.
Now, Chambers, the question is for you. I already see you sipping.
It looks fancy.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say, wait, lift that cup up. I want to see if I can make a quick little guess.
Yep.
That either looks like some type of. Oh, is that some type of Bock or is that a Belgium of some sort?
It is a winter ale because I'm going through my
Ooh.
backlog.
So you're still going through Christmas shit.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm still going through Christmas shit. I had a lot of beer over the holidays, and I'm just plowing my way through little by
You have
little.
a Einstock. That was one of the winter beers I liked. The
Yeah,
Nordic beer,
the
the Skyrim
Icelandic
looking beer.
stuff. Yeah, that stuff is. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Einstock.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm keeping it simple. Southern Tier, Old Man Winter. Southern Tier doesn't really lead you wrong with any of their beers, and this is a tasty one. Good solid mouth feel, like very, very easy to drink. The head dissipates right away. It's a tasty little girl.
Nice. Yeah, my I was babysitting my niece and nephew over the weekend, and my brother went to Warwick Farm for a party. So as a thank you, he got me 2 4-packs. One is the double dry hop Citra Sensation Hazy IPA. It's 6.5%. Warwick Farms is just a really cool location, Jim. I know you've been there,
Yeah.
right? So it's like kind of like just on this giant multi acreage of farmland, and it's a newer building, but all their beers are pretty damn good, and I'm already pretty much done it. So yeah, it's what you would expect. The only thing I will say is it doesn't stand out in a crowd. Like it's the same as having any other hazy IPA. You're not going to have this one and go, oh, that one's really different, but still very solid.
Yeah, Warwick's a cool spot, like you were saying, because it's definitely at the top. It's at like a peak, and it's just like it slopes down into a valley. So you basically get a good like 10-mile view of like the entire county, like from that site. So even there, it's a shitload of room. Kids can just go running around, except for the last time when I was there when a septic valve burst. But that was fun. Kids are starting to run around that, and it's like, no, sewer, run, get out of there.
But Adam, here's the real question. I mean, with how busy you are between painting, with Rex Viper, and everything else you got going on, do you have any time in the past few weeks? Have you been playing anything? Any games that have been really grabbing you?
What did I do? I finally beat Days Gone. That game's amazing.
Ooh,
Like I
okay.
friggin' love that game. Like I got like emotional at certain points. Like I'm not gonna ruin the story or anything like that, but
I just beat it 2 years ago, so I know exactly what you're talking.
okay,
Like I
yeah.
know, yeah.
Towards the end of the game, when you find somebody that you don't think you're gonna find, yeah,
Uh
you know
huh.
what I'm talking about. But like you don't even want to fast travel in that game because the motorcycle is so much fun to ride,
There's
especially
no.
when you get it like all hooked up when you max everything out. But
Mm-hmm.
I usually like I don't 100% games. I didn't 100% this, but I got really close. I went through and like took out every single big zombie horde.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I really like beat the crap out of that game. I got my money's worth out of it. But I love it. Like actually I played it about 2 years ago. Uh, and I didn't have like the right weapons at the end of the game because I was like playing more stealth, and you got to have like the big belt-fed machine gun to take out the
Oh
zombies
yeah.
and like the right bombs, and I didn't have that, so it's like it kind of soft locks you if you don't do that. So like a while ago, I went through and started playing it again, and then I stopped and I picked it back up. So I just finished it maybe like 2 weeks ago. So like now like I'm playing through Fallout New Vegas for probably the 15th time because I saw the show was coming out. I'm like, all right, let me pick this one back up. So I get the DLC. I have like I never played like Dead Money and all that. So I'm experiencing that. So I'm playing New Vegas and Night Dive Studios just did the remaster of Star Wars Dark Forces. That old,
Oh
they
yeah, that's
remastered,
right.
yeah, old
Yep.
FPSs from the 90s. Yeah, I met the owner of or the creator or whatever of Night Dive at when we were at Portland Retro last year. Super solid guy. But yeah, he does great stuff. So the remaster of Dark Forces is awesome. I'm like, I don't know, halfway through, and I'm just taking my time whenever I have time to play. Like maybe an hour or something, I'll set aside.
Nice. What about you, Chambers? What have you been up to now that it's been a little 2 week hiatus for us?
Yeah, so I finished up Thunder Ray. Basically, that it's a Punch Out clone, but it's here's the thing with that game. It's beautiful. Like the animation is awesome, but it's a lot simpler than your standard Punch Out. So like most of the game, you can just kind of BS your way through, and then you get to the last boss, and it's like, oh shit, I actually have to learn how to play this game now. So I think like the rest of the game I got through in a half hour, and him it took me about 4 hours to finally fucking beat him. But yeah, it's very light on content, so I would say wait for a sale. But it's if you like Punch Out, you'll like that. And then I'm going through all these Bionic Commando games. So on the flights, I was playing Bionic Commando Special Forces, the Game Boy Color game that I had no idea existed. And yeah, it's a Bionic Commando game. It's good. I feel like all the games get like no one talks about any of the sequels except for like Rearmed 1 and the 2009 disaster, but all the sequels kind of like streamline everything that the NES one did, so there's a lot less bullshit, but maybe that's to a detriment because after a while you're just like, yeah, I'm just playing more Bionic Commando. So, I don't know, but it's fine. And I'm finally dipping into our latest Patreon review request with Toilet in Wonderland. And that game. Oh, Adam. I see that face.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
it is a game that was made off RPG Maker in 2014.
I
It's
love
this
it. I love it already.
it's this bizarre little just like mishmash of all these different like IPs kind of thrown together, and like the world is based around like how much constipation you have, and you have to find 6 toilets to get out of there. And it's a fucking fever dream. But it
What
like
are you? Or you don't play as a toilet? You gotta find the
yeah,
toilets?
you just play as this like girl.
You
But
play as
like
a constipated girl?
yes.
All right.
And then you just go through all like I don't even want to spoil anything because like everything you look at you're just like what the fuck is this, but then like once you understand it, it does suck you in. So I have 4 of the 6 toilets so far, so I'll make my way through.
Amazing. You got 4 of 6 shitters. At the end of the game, you just take a massive shit and like that's it. It's over.
Basically
Oh,
maybe the prize at the end is a bidet. Maybe after all that suffering
dude,
you live a better
bidets
life.
are life changing. But like I miss my bidet when I'm away at cons.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
terrible.
Right?
I am fully bidet pilled. I have one on every toilet in my house, and when I'm not home, oh my god, miserable. At work, I'm about to buy one just at work, just so I have one there.
Seriously, like I forgot who I was talking to. I mentioned it on like Twitter. I can't remember who it was. Somebody else that is at like at every con. I don't know. But they were like, yeah, I'm gonna start bringing a bidet to like hotels. It's like
Just
we should collectively do this. I'm
We really
all
should.
about that.
A
yeah.
buddy of mine, like he lives in North Carolina. He came out to visit us, and he brought this like spray bottle thing with him, and it's like apparently a portable bidet. I was like, what the hell's that thing? It looks like almost like a plant feeder, but enclosed in just a long nozzle. He's like, oh yeah, it's a portable bidet.
Man of class.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And with as hairy as he is, he needs it.
Oof.
Damn it, Jim.
Oof.
But yeah, so we'll be getting to that soon. It's not a super long game, but I am at that part right now where I'm like beating my head against a wall because it's mostly just like a puzzle adventure game. So now I'm at the point where I'm going, what do I do now? Where do I go? I've done everything. And it's going to be that one dumb thing that I missed, like all these games are.
That's always how they are.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mentioned I was hoping to get to that last week or in the past 2 weeks. It didn't happen, but since we talked, Jim, I can't remember if last podcast I mentioned it. So I'm done all the Duke Nukem games. I finished Forever, and it is what it is. I'll save it
Is
for
it okay?
my.
I was gonna play that actually because like
It's
Is it
how
even
much
wo-
did you like 3D?
Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite FPSs ever. I know how bad Forever is, but like I've heard if you go into it knowing that it's shitty, you can adjust to like the shit factor and actually find some kind of enjoyment.
You can. So that's where I was with it. So I said forever, Duke Nukem 3D is my favorite FPS of all time. Like,
Uh,
I grew up with it.
yeah,
Even
me
like,
too.
yeah. So with Forever, when you start off, it feels like, like what you would expect from an Xbox or PS3 style FPS, but with Duke Nukem. So you're like, oh, this ain't bad. Then they try and get fancy with like some platforming and some levels where they add in things like, like the shrink ray in 3D.
Yeah.
Well, they really explore the idea like, well, what if Duke gets shrunk and now you're running around like that, and it turns into kind of a platformer, and that game just is not meant for platforming. So the jumps are, you're like, what the fuck? And then when you get back to the shooting, you're like, oh, fun. And when you get to his humor and some of the levels, you're like, cool. But it feels like they put a lot of thought into some of the levels, and then other ones are just like, this is just filler, just kind of
So
run
it's
through.
unbalanced.
So I was fine with it because I dealt with it. Here's my number one complaint.
Right, they only had 13 years to make it. They were under crunch.
Well, it is funny, Jim. I will say, when you beat the game, they show all the developmental and behind the scenes footage from when they first started the game to now. So you see those early like reels of what their idea was through all the years, and they make it a joke of themselves. Like, they're like, yeah, we should have had this out like 12 years. Like, it's a complete running joke. Number one complaint with that game: you can only hold 2 fucking guns at a time.
What? No, it's Duke Nukem. You got to have 1 through 0
Yeah.
on your keyboard of like 10 weapons and then sub weapons on there. Like, I want to hit 5 and have a rocket launcher and a grenade launcher, and then like have like left click, right click, like different things. No, that's bullshit.
So what you end up with is you're gonna have probably the Ripper and the rocket launcher or the Devastator, and that's it. Like, why would you ever switch out to other stuff unless you're out of ammo? So that's the annoying part. That's probably the biggest. So I finished that and I was like, all right, I just got my fill of FPSs, whatever. I started Final Fight for the Super NES, and I was like, that's gonna be my next franchise.
Wait, you never played those before?
I did, but it's one of those games I have a vivid memory of, like, being a kid playing them, but I can't remember beating them. And Final Fight 1 on the Super NES.
It's a bitch.
The level of motherfuckery that goes on with that game is so ridiculous, but I beat it.
Wow.
And then I moved on to Final Fight 2, which was infinitely better and easier, and I beat that one. So I started 3. I only got like in the first level or so, but that was like my palate cleanse for me. Like, and I know what I'm leading up to is the only game I've ever seen Jim return, which is Final Fight. Was it Streetwise?
Streetwise.
Hey man, I unapologetically love Streetwise.
That
so mediocre,
fucking game.
Bad to mediocre. Like, oh my god, I can go on and on and on of just like the brawlers that they tried to do in like the PS2 era. The only good one is the Warriors, which that game's like one of my.
I've heard that's a great game,
dude. Warriors is one of my favorite movies ever, and like in some ways that game is better than the movie. That's like the only good brawler from that era.
Yeah.
But Final Fight Streetwise, I just have a soft spot for, because like I remember the first time I played Final Fight, it was in an arcade. It was the arcade game in like my local rental store in like 1989. I'm like 8 years old. Seeing the 7, 8 years old playing this thing, and it blew my mind. But yeah, the first one on Super Nintendo, that's an early one. Though it's really rough. Like,
it's so goddamn
those
bad.
the last 2 levels, like the level on the docks when you fight Abigail, like that is such
Abigail
a slog.
is such a bullshitty ball. Like,
cheap, really cheap.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm save stating this or save stating it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna get through it. That was. Yeah, he was I thought earlier bosses were like horse shit. That one pissed me off so bad. But yeah, so I've been doing those, and then my buddy, he convinced me to try out like Helldivers too, because we've talked about it. And you know what? Like, as a diehard fan of Starship Troopers, and I know that game is like kind of like inspired by that. When you load that game up,
it's
just
totally
a little bit, yeah.
it.
Just the opening cinematic when you turn on that game, you're like, oh god, this really is Starship Troopers. And I gotta say, there is something when you're playing that game that feels very cinematic, very epic. Like, it's a combo of the music and the shit going on. It is, you know what it is? It's a sigh of relief from most multiplayer games, which is like they take themselves too seriously. There's too much loot and bullshit. This is like, nope, just go here, destroy this nest or collect this thing, use weapons, have fun with your teammates. And every so often you're going to kill your teammate by accident. And you're going to be like, fuck. But it's stupid fun. So
I think, yeah, what you just said with that games take themselves too seriously, like, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like, there's been a push for like shorter games. Like, did you guys play RoboCop Rogue City?
No, I've
not
been meaning
yet.
to.
Oh man, like I fucking love that game. I was following the development for like 2 years. Actually, the same guys, Tion, they did this game called Terminator Resistance, and it feels like a late PS3, very early PS4 like shooter. It's like it's no like there's a basic crafting system, but it just puts you like you play in like the future of the world of the Terminators, like as a resistance soldier, and you're like it's right when the humans discover that they're making like the T-800s that look like humans. The storyline is incredible. It should have been what Terminator 3 is. But that game is only like 20, 25 hours. Like you can just sit down and like, play it here and there. You're not going to forget where you were. And even if you were, it's like, you don't have to like look online and see a recap of it. But Rogue Cop Rogue City, I just played that one. Like as soon as it came out, I just played through it again on New Game Plus. It's another one of those. It captures the RoboCop franchise perfectly. You can tell these guys are like such fans. But that's what we need. Just smaller, more bite-sized games that are just like get rid of the loot bullshit of what you mentioned and taking itself too seriously. Games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Red Dead Redemption 2. I had to stop playing those games because it's just like I'm an adult. I'm too fucking busy. I can't play these games.
Yeah.
I want to love them, especially Red Dead 2. Like I fucking love Rockstar. They're one of the like my favorite video game companies. And I just couldn't do it. And like Horizon Zero Dawn, I thought was like an awesome take and like really far future. The character Aloy you play as seems awesome. I love like all the tribes. I got a few hours in. I'm like, this is just it. Like I couldn't get my arms around it. So yeah, I get it. That's awesome that Helldivers 2 does that. Nina's been playing it with some of their friends. But,
I mean, it's a game that like I couldn't buy in. Jim and I talked about it when it was the most popular game like to date, and I was like, I never even heard of it. And
it's
then I
still like #1 on Steam because I was looking at Steam sales. It's like currently like on like trending. It's still #1. So that just goes to show like multiplayer games aren't my thing personally, but overwhelmingly like it is. People love it, but
yeah.
it does. Like, these games don't need to be so bloated.
No, for real. And so, that's kind of been my go-to, Jim. I know I said I definitely, now that I know you've invested some time, I'm gonna dive into Toilets in Wonderland. Can't wait.
Right, just get ready.
I'll do it. Here's the deal. So you said you're stuck on like after the fourth toilet.
Well, it's very non-linear, so
okay.
I just have 4 to 6 so far.
Okay. So the question is, could I finish it before you do?
Probably.
You've just given up. Probably.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
No, but to your point, that game obviously does come to us from our Patreon request, and as you have seen, between our latest bonus beers episode, which was Dog Soldiers, we also, now that some of these episodes have been out for over a year, we start releasing those. But we do want to say thank you to all of our awesome patrons. And Chambers, what questions do we have this week?
Patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 a month, you can ask a question that we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So first up from Burn Retinas, you have a chance to go back in time to talk to your 18-year-old self, but you can only say 3 words. What do you tell yourself?
3 words. That really fucking limits it.
I have an easy one. Try in college. Because God knows I did not apply myself there. Lost my scholarship, was so close to getting booted out. Luckily didn't, but yeah, I would go back and just smack all the drugs out of my hand and be like, just read the fucking book.
But Jim, put it in context. Would 18-year-old Jim have listened to future Jim?
Oh no, God no. 18-year-old Jim is a disaster of a person. 38-year-old Jim's a disaster of a person, but 18-year-old, oh boy.
Ooh, Adam, do you have one? Because I'm trying to think of that. 3 words.
I don't know. that's heavy shit. When I was 18, I don't know, go to therapy. That's what I tell myself. Go to
Yeah.
therapy. I started doing that later on and got my head straight. But when I was 18, I didn't go to college right away. I was in community college for like a semester, like a semester and a half, and I just I I needed time off from school, so I dropped out and like I went back later. Like I didn't graduate college till I was 25. But yeah, go to therapy. I think we all need that when we're like at that age, getting out of high school, becoming an adult, getting our head straight. That's what I tell myself.
I mean, I'd probably just say invest in fill in a blank. Like throw one thing in there. I don't know. You could say crypto. You could say Apple. You could say any of those things. Be like, invest in that.
Right,
Just-
not going to say no rain driving. You would still have a Camaro.
I did that at 17, Jim.
Oh, well, touche.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was already past that. And I was like, do I avoid one of the bad X's? Do I throw that in there? But I'm like, I don't know.
Those
Yeah,
make you
need
who
that-
you are today.
That's why I was like, I kind of need that shit
No, you
experience.
do.
So I was like,
Need
I
that.
can't even throw that in there.
Yeah.
So I'm
all
like,
the shitty relationships
Yeah.
or like shitty friends that you had back then that made you realize all the stuff that you are now as an adult, the crap you don't want, so you get it out of the way then. 'Cause I had plenty of that.
yeah. So I'm like, I can't really give that. So yeah, it would have to be something more boring, like just invest in blah. That's the only thing I could say in 3 words. If it was-
2011, invest in crypto.
Yeah. Good question though. I do like these more random questions. So keep those coming.
Yep. And next up from Todd Howard sucks. Half in the bag right now and hungry. Favorite drunk food that isn't pizza, hot wings, or tendies? Fucking tendies. So quick story. When we were down in Atlanta, we all went out, for breakfast and stuff like that. And my lovely wife, we're looking through the menu and it was like brunch time. And she's like, can I get the tendies? And the waitress was just like, what? She's like, the tendies. Or I was like, did you just call them tendies? She's like, well, yeah. And I was like,
Jim, you knew who you married. All right, we've been down this road enough. You goddamn know.
and she knows what she married. She's still the victim. But yeah, wings, pizza, or tendies?
See, I actually have an easy one, and this is really only going to apply to East Coast and Philly and Jersey folks. Is going to Wawa my go-to, and this is actually something that Carmelo turned me on to, which was getting a meatball sub with buffalo sauce on it. It sounds weird, but it is goddamn delicious, especially when you're drunk. So
I could see that being like a good thing.
yeah,
That's
even if you want to throw some cheese in there, some cheddar or something like it, yeah, the combo sounds like it's a mess, but god damn it, is it delicious when you're drunk. So that's always, yeah. If I'm really gonna do it up, that's what I'll do. If I have to get rid of those other options, I'll say.
But that's one of the many things I don't miss is all the
Shitty eating.
I mean the drunk decisions anyway, but like just the drunk foods. Like one of the things that like if I had a really really fucking crazy drunk night, I would know the next day if I bought Funyuns. I don't like Funyuns, but I loved them when I was drunk. It's like I would have like a huge bag and like I'd wake up the next morning and there'd be like Funyuns on the floor. Like, well, I certainly did. Like I had a hell of a night. That was always like the marker when I had the fucking Funyuns.
Yep. What about you, Chambers?
None of those. All right. You know what I have more than I should admit? Cold spaghetti. Like spaghetti leftovers that I've already had cooked up and it's just sitting there in a pot, and I'm just all like, I'm just trash. And I was like, oh yes, fuck 'em. Don't even like heat it up. Don't even put it on a plate. Just take a fork right to the container.
Just
better with
cold
rigatoni. It's tough with
That's
straight
a
up
drunk
spaghetti.
move. I've done that too. Like especially
Yeah.
with pasta, it, like clumps into a ball and you can just do it.
Mhm.
I know I've done that move before.
Okay. Damn it, Jim.
Right. Lucky for me, I always have sketties on the ready. So shit.
With pizza for drunk stuff, did you ever have cold cheese pizza? That was like a thing in like the New York State colleges.
Oh God, yeah. Still
Yeah.
do.
Okay, like you get a hot slice of pizza and they throw the cold cheese on top of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Yeah,
No, I've not had that.
Oh yeah, it's like in New York. It started in like Oswego or one of the SUNY schools up there. Like I went to SUNY New Paltz and it became a thing down there. And like I tried having it when I was sober, and it was just too much. It's like this drunk food. So for all you drunk fucks out there, if you go to like a pizza place, just get some plain or like mushroom slices, get them heated up in the oven, and then when they take them out, tell them like the cold mozzarella cheese that they
Just
make
throw
the
it on.
pizza with, throw that shit on top of your super hot slice when you're eating it. It's this the combination of the hot and the cold, and like the extra cheese just melts as you're eating it. Like I would just get 2 slices of this. Like the amount of just like carbs and just shit on this, like it's a complete mess. But like when you're fucked up, like you will start craving cold cheese pizza once
Yeah.
you've had it once when you're drunk. Those drunk munchies will kick in. Like you and your friends are at the bar, and it's like, all right, 3 a.m. last call, and there's that pizza joint that's like open till 4 that you know down the street. Go get your fucking cold cheese slices there. That was my shit in college. Me and like all my friends would always go do that.
Well, Jim, that should be something you try because you'll appreciate this. Every year for Too Many Games or MagFest or whatever, Jim gets a little messy, and
Yeah,
he
I
tends
remember
to be.
one of the parties. You guys came with us to like that invite only Rooster Teeth party, Jim, and like you were like literally falling over on the floor. You were so fucked up. It was
He,
funny.
he fell asleep on the chair, and
Yeah.
that was the picture we got with James. And I was like, God damn it, Jim! Like, of course
Oh,
you
you got a
fall
picture with
asleep.
Rolf and you were sleeping.
Oh,
They were trying to get they were trying to get the nerd to photobomb me, but of course at that moment I like kind of startle up too. So even the photobomb picture's ruined because it's just drunk me going, huh?
yeah.
That was a fun party. That was yeah, it
Oh no,
was
that was great. Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, you guys just came with us. How did that even happen? Like, cause I ran into like Chad and Ben, and I knew them from like the Screw Attack days, and like that when I first got started with Squarepainter, I was like partnered with them, and that's how I met like Rolf and all those other guys, and like we ended up like all hanging out in the room, and either some of the other guys that were like part of like integral in like the G1 Screw Attack community. Yeah, it was like 2011 again, hanging out with everybody
Mm,
there. So yeah, that was a whole thing. That was a really fun party though.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we just randomly passed
yep.
by you and like it was me, Brian, and Dan, and then we're like,
Yes.
where are you going? You're like, oh, just come with us. We're going to a party. We're like, oh, okay.
That's generally what I do. I just do it sober now. Like, yeah, because when I was drunk, I would always do that. Like I would just grab you. Like if I was drunk, like I'd grab your shoulder. Like no, you're going this way.
yeah.
I know a party. We're gonna go have fun. We're gonna do the damn thing. Come back to our hotel room. We're having a stupid party.
But it's great because Jim would that especially that night he's had a method. He's like, all right, this time I'm gonna load up on animal crackers, and that'll help me not
Just
get so
absorb it.
drunk.
Yeah, that's logic. That's a drunk logic.
But I had a
But
3-pound bag, and I wasn't drunk yet when I started it either.
and here's what's great about this is we always room with Dan. Like when we go to these conventions, we're
Console
usually
Wars,
with
Dan.
Yep.
Yep.
Bro,
And-
I love that dude. Happy 40th, Dan. He just turned 40.
Yeah, he
He's like a
did.
silver daddy now. He looks so he looks very
Best guy out there.
very distinguished. That's the word I'm looking for. I love Dan.
But you should see when we're like prepping for the day for like going out to the convention and we're drinking. You got Jim eating a bag of animal crackers. Dan's just munching on carrots because he's vegan.
Right.
And his hangover is non-existent. So I told Jim, I was like, just try that. Do carrots and like celery and whatever.
I should try that next time. Everything else hasn't worked. That's for goddamn sure.
No, but
Maybe Adam's onto something here.
yeah.
Advil liquid gels and a big ass bottle of fruit punch Gatorade. That is like that. Do that before you go to bed. Take 2 Advil liquid gels, no matter like as drunk as you are, even if you had a few, have that, drink Gatorade and go to sleep. It'll mitigate your hangover. How old did you say you were? 38?
38.
Yeah. I mean, I've been sober. I kicked it when I was 40. I'm 42. But yeah, like even in like my early mid 30s, that's when the hangovers really started getting bad. Those were tips and tricks that I learned. Advil liquid gels and Gatorade and Pepto too. Keep your stomach in check.
Well,
I
don't
tried
worry,
Pepto
Adam,
before
'cause-
during the hangover, and all I wound up doing was just puking pink at that point.
Oh no.
No, Adam. I've given Jim hell the past couple months because Jim is amazing in the sense that ever since I knew him from college, it's not that it's the quantity he drinks. It's just no matter how much he drinks, it's instantly going to go to that blackout stage,
Oh no.
and then it's terrible puking the next day, almost inevitably. And now, Jim, tell him your latest
Wait,
trick.
dude, even now at 38, you still like get to the point of like blacking out and puking and stuff?
Not that often
Okay, good. It's
anymore.
like,
No, not like it was in the old days.
all right.
But it happened way too much in the old days. I will fully admit that. But now I'm at the point now. It's like maybe once, twice a year. Where like I'll wake up and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But so far, my latest concoction is liquid IV and milk thistle, but right before bed and right when I wake up. And we're talking to our buddy Nick, who does our bonus episodes with us. Check out the Insquared podcast. Shout out. And he's like, wait, fucking milk thistle. That's what like bodybuilders use to like protect their liver from like roids.
Nick, I know him. Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, shout out Nick, good dude. Yeah, we're internet buds.
But yeah, literally
before, but we're like internet friends.
But he's literally using shit you got to use when you're on steroids to avoid hurting your liver.
Wow.
Well, so far it's working.
Yikes.
That was my reaction.
Couldn't even drink alcohol like when you're bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, so give up the
Luckily
bodybuilding.
for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Right, I can't give up my Adonis ways, all right? It takes a lot of work to be this sculpted.
No, but I do love, once again, I do love the more random questions. So thank you, Todd Howard Sucks.
Yep, that wraps up the questions for this week. So once again, thank you to the patrons out there. Make sure to head on over to Patreon, check out all the tiers, all the bonus episodes, bonus content, game review requests, movie review requests, and you can get those questions in every week on this podcast. Really appreciate it, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, guys. All right, Chambers. So one of our reoccurring bits on here is usually Gamers Bad, but this time we're turning on the drinkers. And what is it that people are getting pissed off about nowadays, Chambers?
Well, Bri, we've talked about this a couple times in the podcast. There's always a story here or there about a brewery coming out and saying, that's it, no more kids. And it always kind of causes a bit of a firestorm. So as of today, there's a tweet from this guy named Hi from Kyle on Twitter saying, found my new local. And there's just a sign saying, dog friendly, child free. And oh God, the discourse in the comments. Just an absolute explosion of some people on one side going, oh, way to show how you don't want to, advance in your maturity in life. And other people going, shut the fuck up. I just want to break from kids. And then, of course, there's the people who are hardcore, like, anti-kid and all that shit. And just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, this is I don't know. This is a weird one. Jim, you and I have talked about it. I mean, you obviously, I think you've brought your daughter to many breweries. And you said you felt definitely ones where it's like people are like, you can tell by their looks, like, oh God. Whereas other ones, they don't give a shit. And I think it's different for us having kids and just wanting to go do that shit. But I can also remember going there and being like, oh, there's kids here. Like you might feel like you need to now act a certain way or not act a certain way. Like, I don't know. In general, breweries, especially smaller ones, like, unless the kid is really unruly, I don't give two shits. I just would more worry, like, if the kid was running around and could get actually hurt. And most breweries aren't really set up to do anything other than just sit there and drink. Other ones are really good. Like, Warwick is one of those ones where they were even for a while having kids' parties because they have just a huge property, and they could do it. And then they canceled that. So I think it's per brewery, but if a brewery says they don't want kids there, don't freak the fuck out. Like, what's the big deal? If they don't want kids, then they don't want kids. I don't know. What's your take on this, Adam? I mean, obviously, even being sober, but like before then, what was your take if you went to breweries?
I mean, I don't have kids. I'm not planning on having them, but I mean, it's fine. If a business doesn't want to, sure. But like, I've been to breweries as long as the kids aren't running around. Yeah, more like you said, I don't want to see any kid getting hurt or anything like that. And as long as like their parents aren't getting fucked up out of their mind where you can't take care of your kids. But there's one, like, I think Evil Genius. There's so many breweries here in Philly.
Oh yeah,
it's Evil Genius that's over here. But they have like a huge play area for kids anyway, like an indoor like playground. So I mean, that's fine. Let the kids go nuts. Let them have fun in there. So whatever it is, like I do not get into fights on the internet. I really try not to, especially about something like inconsequential. Like, just with that, I would like just shut up. There's breweries that are not going to allow kids. There's plenty of them that will. There's so many breweries out there. Just pick and choose the ones you want to go to. You got plenty of options.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Here's what I find interesting. The the argument is about like breweries doing that, but when this guy posted the photo, he's doing it like pointing to a sign like he's happy about it. Um, then it goes right into the ridicule of him himself, which I'm kind of like, well, you knew what you were doing when you posted the photo, so you kind of probably have to expect.
Oh, you're gonna, yeah, you do that, like you're gonna catch shit. So
Yeah,
that you can't get upset over that.
that
Yeah,
I
my
don't
main
feel
thing
bad
would
about.
just be like just make sure that your kids are safe in
Yeah.
an environment where there's a lot of adults drinking a lot of alcohol. That would be my main concern. Make sure kids are safe.
Mm-hmm. What
And
about
like, so actually, so normally, like, I think when we talked about this before, I was like, I get it. Like, people, and I know people who are like, man, I hate it when kids show up. And I'm like thinking to myself, it's not really that big of a deal. And then this past weekend, we went to the local brewery. It's like right down the street. Us and the neighbors, and we brought all of our kids together, and we had 4 6-year-old girls together, and they just started running laps around the place. Eventually to the place where I was like, oh fuck, I'm those parents right now. I actually get it. I get why everyone hates having kids here. So, but like Adam said, it depends on the environment too. Because if there's obviously friendlier ones and there's less friendly ones, and this place has kids all the time, so it wasn't a big deal. But you know what? Sometimes it is just good to blow off steam and to be somewhere without kids and to have that escape. Like, there's 1,000 breweries out there, at least in our area. We're spoiled. Like, it's like, all right, I'll just walk down the street to another brewery that'll let them in if I don't want to be around that. But you know what? These fucking comment sections that are all just like, oh, I have my fur baby with me. It's way better than having a fucking kid. You know what? One dog in a brewery, fine. The second goddamn dog comes in, it happens every friggin' time. They start barking at each other, and it's just bark, 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 bark the entire goddamn time. And it doesn't stop. And it doesn't matter what dog it is. It always happens.
Yeah, that'd be annoying too. And I definitely I'll take dogs over kids any day. But yeah, I could see that getting annoying.
They're more controllable, in theory. But you're allowed to hit your dog in public, so it's fine. Makes it easier.
Please don't do that.
Damn
Please
it,
don't.
Jim.
What?
Don't do any of that. Don't do
What?
any of that. Be nice. Be nice.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's another thing where it's just like, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be shocked by just the level of like bitchiness going back and forth. But even this one just surprised me to the tune of 46 million views.
No matter what it is, there's gonna be someone's gonna get mad. Someone else is gonna get more mad, and then the comment section spirals out of control because we don't know how to be civil on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the comment section, like we just don't know how to do it because there's no nuance when you read a comment about things. You take it like the wrong way, and everyone just goes crazy. So I try to stay out of it as little as possible. I post my art on social media and shit. I talked some shit on Twitter last night. If you look on there, I felt like talking shit, which I'll do sometimes. I got some shit to sling and I'll do it. But generally I don't. And if I see somebody, but I'm not immune to this. I'm not completely innocent. If I see someone say something really fucking stupid, like really stupid, I'll dogpile on them. And if I say something stupid, I expect the same to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And well, here's the funny thing is, I think the one caveat I would put is, I don't care if you're a brewery that doesn't allow or does allow. I do think there probably should be a time limit depending on how late the brewery stays up. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like,
don't have kids past like whatever 7, 8.
I was gonna say exactly that. Like 7. Don't have, like you said, you had like your daughter there and a couple of like her friends. They were 6. Like they don't need to be at a brewery after 7 o'clock, especially if it's like a Friday of how like fucking drunk people are gonna get.
Oh
You
yeah,
need to have kids around that.
That's what I think is like the energy at any place that's serving alcohol for brunch or lunch or whatever. Fine. But
Yeah,
you know what
nighttime.
people are there for. Like, they're there to get fucked up, hook up, do it. Like, don't have kids in that environment at all.
Yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, definitely have a time limit because yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Don't expose the kids shouldn't be around that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, no, yeah. Oh Jesus Christ, taking your kid to a Northeast Philly bar. Ugh.
Man, I live in like Fishtown, like old Richmond, like, and there's a whole bunch of bars around me,
yeah.
and yeah, like our neighborhood, it's like it's on the Fishtown gentrifying border, and then like fucking Northeast Philly,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I live in a little side street that's quiet, except for my neighbors across the street that suck. They're slinging drugs out of there. It's slowed down, but they are. But everyone else on my block is cool. But man, some of the bars around here are wild.
Wait, not going to take your newborn to Les and Doreen's? What a beautiful spot. Fun for the whole family.
There was one place, I don't know if it's still open. It's around here, man. In like 2015, I was working a freelance job and I would walk, it was just called Philadelphia Bar. That's all it said. And
Oh,
like I
God.
would walk by it and like I'm walking to work, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I'm walking up from the train to where I'm working at. And there's just people out there that are just fucked up on drugs or they're all drinking 40s out there at 7:30 in the morning waiting for fucking Philadelphia Bar to open. And this would be like a Wednesday. So that's Northeast Philly for you. You know, you're never going to get rid of that. God bless those people.
Good old Northeast.
Yeah.
I have a buddy when he's in from out of town. We're like, what do you want to do tonight? He's like, oh, I want to go to Out of Whack Jack's. That's a Northeast Philly bar. It's like pretty well known. And we're like, dude, why? We're in our late 30s. What's that?
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's off of like Welsh, right by like Home Circle. But it's like it can be a cool spot. But Friday, Saturday night, man, it's just brawl city. He's like, I want to go see some fights.
Oh,
and
no.
you were guaranteed to see a fight anytime you're there.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I was younger, right? I'm like my 20s. I hated like any bars that were like always like prone to violence or just idiots broing out. Like I hated those spots. Like
So-
I go to like Barcade on like Frankfurt.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'll go there on Sundays with a whole bunch of my friends, and it's chill there. We know the bartenders. It's cool. Like I didn't go last night. Or what is it? It's today Monday. Yeah, they went last night. I didn't want to go. But the weekend before, we went for like my friend's birthday. It was like 10 of us. It was like people that too, like dude Kieran that used to be on like Cinemassacre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Kieran, like that whole crew of idiots. It's always just fun hanging out there.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Now-
you mean you've never had people like break down a stall door while you're taking a shit and fighting on each other?
No, I mean when I'm from New York, so like going to bars in like Manhattan or Brooklyn, you're gonna have shit like that, especially in like some of the divey bars in like Brooklyn. That shit would happen. But yeah,
Yeah.
even like in my college days, there was an unsaid line in like New Paltz of like the bro frat bars and then like the artsy whatever punk rock bars, and that's mainly where I hung out. And there would be fights in there sometimes, but like some of like the bro bars, there was one place called like Murphy's Irish Pub or whatever. They were like the frat bar, and they had like underage drinking. Like you wanted a fight, go in there on any Thursday, Friday night, and it's just someone's getting fucking tossed in there. Not
Yeah.
about it. Not about it. Whatever. It's fine. It's
I don't
fine.
miss that shit. I'll just say
No. I'm over that. Yeah.
But anyway, back to the kids. So yeah, take them to Northeast bars on a Friday night. I think that's the moral of the story.
To a Northeast bar.
That's how you make them grow up real fast.
Yeah. Show them that shit.
Kids, this is called life.
Now, Chambers, to flip the script a little bit, it's not really. Now, this dips a little bit into our gamers mad, but there was a little controversy. Now, Grant, it's a little bit old when we put this up initially, but I think it's still relevant for what you still see all the time on YouTube and everything. And there's a lot of bitching about a certain fake thumbnail. So why don't you explain it? The picture is up for folks that are watching. But why don't you give an explanation here?
Yeah, I think we actually briefly talked about the body of the article a couple weeks ago. So, long story short, IGN France had an article about Stellar Blade talking about how they're sexualizing the character, and it's really just, a sexless incel who designed the character. Turns out it was like the game developer's wife he modeled it after. So, it was kind of like one of those things where you're just going, you could have done like 3 seconds of research. So RGT85 basically got in some shit a week and a half ago where he made, he does the daily commentary kind of videos on gaming news stories. And he made his thumbnail, and the original thumbnail, which has now been changed, basically was a semi-translated version of it. Basically, it was like kind of the meat of it without being the exact thumbnail. And oh boy, did he get in a ton of shit that day for it.
Yeah.
And not only, and since we're also in like the midst basically of Gamergate 2, all the game journalists were just fucking coming right after him too, going, "Oh, if any of us fucking did this, we would have been raked over the coals. But you goddamn YouTubers." And even like people like Jeff Crumb and RGTs are going, like, dude, like I actually like your shit. Like, all right, I'm sorry. Like he eventually like kind of redacted it and made a video saying that he was wrong, but it made this like kind of argument out there. It's like, is there ethics in thumbnails, really? A sentence I never thought I'd have to say.
Well, the stupidest thing about all this is they're holding him like he's a game journalist. He's a YouTube creator who, just like most, are going to make a title or a thumbnail that will pull people in. I don't think anyone looked at his thumbnail and truly thought like, oh man, I can't believe it. Because all you had to do is just type in IGN France, which the thing he put on there wasn't even their right handle. Like it's a different handle. So if you took the moment to write it, you'd be like, oh, that just doesn't exist. It's the same as like when you watch a YouTube thing and you see a thumbnail, it's like these things you can't believe about this game, or this person said this, and you watch a video like they didn't say any of that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? So I don't know. Like you all play the game. We all know it's the same as article titles. I think it was blown out of proportion. I think him being held at a journalism standard is a weird fucking thing, and I think stop getting angry over stupid shit. I don't know. What do you think, Adam?
Kudos to Sean. I haven't seen you in a while, bud, but you know, I see you doing that stuff. Whatever, good. You got your views, get that ad revenue money, and everyone's gonna forget in 3 days. So who cares? You know, it's just everyone is looking to get mad about some kind of shit. So whatever. He caught shit for a day or two. No one's gonna friggin' remember. Good. Get the clicks and get the ad revenue and move on. That's like if you're gonna be a YouTuber and you're gonna do daily content, like that's pretty much the game you got to play. So whatever, you're going to make some missteps here and there, but yeah, you're not a game journalist, you're a YouTuber. Just do your thing.
Yeah, and you got to expect like there's gonna be a day when like you're just gonna be taking some shit, and
exactly.
Like you said, we're 2 weeks out, and literally no one cares. No one talks about it now. It doesn't matter.
That's what I just said. I had no idea that this happened, and I can just call it right there. Like, okay, fine. He's gonna catch shit for a day or two. I know Sean likes to talk shit and be funny and everything like that. That's just his thing. So if you don't expect that from him, like, I mean, you should expect that from him. That's kind of what that's what he does. So yeah, right. Whatever. Get good on you, man. You got the ad revenue, and no one gives a fuck now. Done.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, it's like, oh, what did this guy do? Did he kill someone? Did he like kick a baby?
How terrible was it? What did he do that was so goddamn terrible? What was
he misrepresented a tweet? God damn it!
Oh my goodness.
We live in a society
that is
as if tweets horrible. Are anything sacred that need to be protected.
There's so many more things that we should be up in arms about that affect all of us, that are beyond everything, and getting angry about that. Just get your head out of your ass. Like,
was the pussy even in bio? Was the pussy in bio?
What did that start? Were bots doing that? The pussy in bio with like, is that where that started?
Yeah, that's what it is. Basically, if any tweet starts to get any kind of traction, eventually you get just like flooded with pussy in bio, pussy in bio.
Like,
and now they're getting like more creative by like putting just like AI images and shit like that, covering the nipples and stuff. Yeah. It's a hell of a site.
I get that occasionally on Twitter. It's more like they go into like my hidden messages folder, like, or like, you know, if somebody messages you that you don't know, I'll go in there and I'll have like 12 messages, and it's the expanded upon, you know, pussy in bio with a whole bunch of emojis and, you know, hot fuck sex milfs whatever here, and it's like 15 of these, and it has like hundreds and hundreds of accounts tagged. That's the new thing that happens on Instagram. Luckily it just goes to like my shit folder, but I could probably go on Instagram right now. I probably have like 5 of them.
Dude, with how often, like, given your content and you saying art, are you just, like, constantly just never-ending flooded with people going, oh, hey, do you need art? Do you need help for thumbnails? Do you need commissions? Do you need all this?
Oh,
and you're just going, I'm literally an artist!
Yeah, all the time. I get those. And, I mean, most of them are just, like, bots. I just delete them. I don't even worry about it. Or I'll just block the account and move on. I don't care. I don't know if you saw, for a while, I was just, like, I would screen cap. Like, I would fuck with the NFT scammers, because that was just fun. For a while, but then I just got bored, because like, how many different ways can I say like use the Lycon or like lick on my nuts app or something like that? Like, how many different ways can I get these guys where it just gets old? You know, they're like, how I ran out of creative ways to fuck with the scammers. So like, I don't even bother anymore. I don't even bother. But yeah, I get like the past week I haven't really, but like yeah, before that, like 2 weeks before, yeah, I got like a spat of like, yeah, let's grow your engagement. Let's help with thumbnails. It's like,
Mhm.
do you not? You're not even looking at my page. Like, look, it's photographs of my art. My art is the thumbnail or whatever on my Instagram. You
Yeah,
stupid
I don't.
idiot.
I don't need a thumbnail. It's like,
Moving on with
can
that.
you believe what I painted?
Yeah, I don't worry about that. It's just I wish the algorithm uh was not so shitty now on Instagram. It's I've seen my growth like considerably slow down on there. Like I was steadily growing, and I was hitting like I'd hit like 2,000, then like 6 months later I was at like 3,000. I've been at like 5,500 or 5,600 followers on Instagram for like maybe almost a year, eight
Oh,
months or
damn.
something. Yeah, it's just kind of wavering
It.
around there.
Yep.
Yeah,
It,
it's weird. It's like I'm just kind of like a lot of accounts are like that, just kind of stuck in this rut on whatever the algorithm is doing now, and it
mhm.
doesn't help getting all the bots pushed on you too. Kind of
Oh
sucks.
yeah. Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, they tamp down on like the like tag your art here at like the art magazine whatever emoji, and it's just an account with like 300,000 followers and stolen art and like all bot accounts on
Yeah,
there.
it's the
That's.
fuck Jerry of art,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Like it was so bad for a while, like about 2 years ago, when I would post something, and maybe like a second or two afterwards, I would have like five or six of those comments just show up on my post. Yeah, yeah. Those the
That's
bots were
Actually,
at it.
we were getting those with like, oh, join podcast network,
Yeah,
join,
yeah. It
blah
was
blah blah.
yeah, whatever was like tangential to the shit you were doing. It was like the bots
the
would just
annoying
jump
ass
on there.
bots. Yep.
It had to do with because like hashtags, I don't even know if hashtags matter anymore on Instagram, but the bots would pick them up from that whatever it was. If you used like art on Instagram or something, I noticed if I used that one specifically, I would get a ton of bots off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's trying to
Satan
figure out
thing.
the algorithm on all that shit is definitely it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and like Twitter, I mean, who knows what the hell's going on with the algorithm on there? It's just like
I like you get punished for using hashtags on Twitter now. The place that invented them.
wait, really? You do?
Yeah. Some guy did a deep dive into the algorithm, and he's just like, yeah, if you post links directly and you don't like do it in a subtweet, then it's going to get flagged or hurt. If you use a hashtag, the post is going to get hurt for reach. Like, there's all this like random bullshit
Yeah,
now.
I have actually noticed that if because I'll do like I try to keep things like systematic, like name of whatever the painting is, like the 8x10 acrylic on canvas or whatever it is, and then I post a link in the first tweet to like my shop, and then a photo of the painting like with the game, so you can just see the scale.
Hmm.
And I've noticed I specifically actually I posted a duck hunt one today, and I didn't include my store link in the tweet, and it got a slightly more engagement than it usually does. So I think I'm going to start doing that, because
It's
I've
so
noticed
fucking
that
weird. Yeah.
if you drop a link, especially a link to like an online storefront, Twitter picks the algorithm picks it up and like throttles your traffic on there.
Oh yeah, it's storefronts, or if you post to like another social media platform, they instantly just go, nope, fuck you.
Fucking
Hmm.
crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do this as a living. Come on.
Yeah.
Why are you making this so difficult?
But yeah, I mean, I wanted us to talk about just the whole bullshit with thumbnails. RGT, like we said, Sean, he gets in his shit. He's out of it by now, but it's always
That's
interesting.
the nature of YouTube. That's what it is. You know what?
Exactly.
Take your
Yeah,
lumps for a day or two, laugh about it, and move on.
here's the deal. We're all trying to do some shit to be labeled unique or interesting, and I think nothing spells more interesting than this next article, because we've covered a lot of people, some that have been in hot water, maybe some completionists, I'll say. But this group, which is called Team 0%, decided they wanted to attempt to finish 80,000 levels of Super Mario Maker, because it is going to be, the servers are going to be shut down. Now,
How did you
this.
just transition from charity fraud to Super Mario Maker?
Yeah, that was a hell of a leap.
Wait. What's the difference?
Everything?
No, I'm just saying. It's completionist. His whole thing was about
I want to
showing.
see Brian bullshit his way out of this one.
All right, watch this. So the completionist, he got popular for many reasons, but his latest big headline before he was a complete fraud was that he bought all the games on the Wii U shop before it got shut down. So similarly, before this Super Mario Maker gets shut down, this team is trying to do a completion of all the levels.
So what, all the levels that were uploaded to it?
Yep.
Every single one that was made by a user, yeah. They were
That's
going after
gotta
all the
be.
ones that had never been completed, basically.
Oh, okay. So like, there's probably ones that are absolutely insane.
Yeah, but it was still like 80,000, like some levels when they started, basically.
Wow.
And
All
people
right.
were still uploading them from that point. So yeah, once it got announced that the servers were going down, they're like, well, we can't let these maps go unfinished. It was someone's work, They had to play it and beat it and actually prove they could beat it for it to go up there. So yeah, they did an insane undertaking. It was a small group of people who got together off Reddit, I believe, right, Brian?
It's Reddit, and it took them 7 years when they first started it.
Did they do it?
So they were able to do it.
Wow.
So they
Impressive.
said by the end, not only did they finish every level, which is over 80,000, they made sure not a single they made sure that not a single player's creation was left behind. So yeah, if it was ever created, they hit it up. The only thing that it pisses me off is, yeah, I can't figure out from the article how many people were actually in that group. Like 80,000. I want to know, like, was it 20 people, 10 people? Like, I know it's 7 years and that's a long time, but 80,000, that fuck, man.
Yeah, do the math on that, especially how difficult some of those levels would be. Fuck.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So by the time Nintendo a couple months ago had announced that they were shutting down the servers, they still had 5,000 levels left to do. And with 25 days left, they had 2 levels left. And it took them almost that entire time to do one of them, and then it turns out the other one was a cheat. And like the guy who made that, he used a tool assisted thing, and he was like, "Yeah, like I don't want you guys to suffer. Like I used a cheat to put that up there, so it doesn't count." So it was almost kind of like a kind of finish for these poor fucks who just spent 7 years doing everything.
But to your point, Jim, one of the levels that was put up, trimming the herbs, was uploaded in 2017, and it had over 200,000 attempts, and it had never been beaten. And if you do it right, it only takes 17 seconds to complete, but it had never been done before. And then there's a video that shows how you can actually do it. So yeah, I've watched videos of these things. I don't know what the guy's name is. He's on Facebook all the time. I think because of gaming algorithms, like it's him beating these crazy ass levels. I don't know how you have the patience or mindset to do
How do
these
you have the
fucking
time?
things.
That's what I don't understand. Don't you have like a job and a life? How do you do that?
I don't know.
I
And
don't get
like
how these people do that if they're not doing it for like content where like that's making your money. Like I like
that.
what I was saying before. I don't even have like really time to like sit down and leisurely play video games. Like I paint video games all day. I have no time to play them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
We're all at that point where we have to sacrifice sleep. It's like, did he just never sleep? Did he do nothing else?
I value my
Is he
sleep
actually 15
way
years
too
old?
much.
Like, what is it?
I don't know. I see something like this, and that's where my mind goes, right? Like, on one hand, there's that very small part of me that goes, oh, that's pretty cool. There's the other part of me that goes, why? Why did you, like, that would be like someone saying, I need to make sure I play every Steam created game ever made. And we know there's some absolute horse shit on Steam, which is like, you know, just, it begs the question, just because it was content created or user created, does it need to be played? Does it need to be explored? I don't know.
Right, we played Lady in the Leotard with a gun, and we are better people for it.
No, we are not.
It's crazy there's people willing to do it. That's nuts. I mean, got to be someone out there to do it, but it's fucking crazy.
Well, here, Adam, here's a good question. This
Uh-huh.
this begs the thing, right? So if you are talking about game preservation and history, should all 80,000 levels of Super Mario Maker really be considered? Like, like
Not
what
really,
is the
no.
criteria? Is it like
No, because there's probably so much just like shit posting of stuff, people just throwing stupid, insane levels up there, like with very little thought, and that you don't need that for that depth of game preservation. Like you can't see. I know you guys got your libraries behind you. Like we've curated our stuff down, and we're all about game preservation. I want to get like multi carts for like all my systems, so I don't have to take stuff out of the box because I want to keep it in pristine shape. But yeah, get to your point. 80,000 user-made levels is like that's a bit extreme for game preservation. You can preserve some of like the highest, I don't know, the top 10% of the best created levels in Mario Maker, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
20%, I don't know. That's probably
No.
thousands of levels still.
We need to have them all, and we need to have them released physically, or else we're not going to save it.
Hey, I'm all about, those old like games that just, disappear into the ether, bringing those back and having physical releases, or at least having it like on digital format. But you don't need to go that fucking far.
There's someone out there though who thinks that though.
Oh, I'm sure. If someone wants to get mad at me, that's fine. You could yell. It's cool.
Like I said, I felt the same way about speed running and certain things. Like there's a certain point where you're not even doing it because you enjoy the game anymore. There's something else there with like why you're doing it. And
ego. Your ego.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, speedrunning in general, I get it. I have no interest in it at all because I feel like it just takes away the enjoyment out of the game. If you're gonna break down a game like Ninja Gaiden is my favorite game on NES, and you could break that game down to like frame by frame. I'm friends with like the dude Ian, who is the world record holder for the speedrunning for Ninja Gaiden, and it's incredible what he does. And he's broken it down for me, and I'm fascinated, and I completely understand what he's talking about because I know that game so well. But just for me personally, it takes away the enjoyment of the game to like break it down frame by frame for me to play that. Like, no, I want to be a ninja running through a level, just slicing and dicing my way through and like knowing all the patterns, and it's just fun to play doing it that way. I don't need to break it down to like every single frame to shave off fractions of a second. It doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
But I mean, clearly, I'm in a minority here of how big the speedrunning community is, and that's fine. Let them do it. It's just not for me. I mean, there's MagFest. I'm friends with that whole crew. At MagFest they have, and it's like a charity thing that you do. Awesome. So you're donating money to charity. Cool. Just speedrunning isn't my thing.
So James,
I don't think I've ever sat down and watched like a true speed run. I'm just like, all right, this is kind of cool, and like I'll watch a Carl Jobs video and be like, breaking down the mythology behind it. But it's just like, man,
I've seen some like what is it, AGDQ, whatever, awesome games done quick, whatever it is. Yeah, that I with my buddy Rob, because he's all about that. We were watching like a Mega Man 2 speed run, and he was putting them on. I'm like, all right, show me one where they're not glitching through the game and they're like gonna get to Dr. Wily within 3 seconds because they just know how to glitch the code. Like, so we watched one where it's like, okay, this person is legit speed running the game and using like different items, like using like item 2, the little hoverboard thing, and like hopping on the edge of it to like shave off fractions of a second. It's like, I know Mega Man 2 that well, that's really cool to see. Again, I would never want to attempt that for myself, but just to see somebody do that, it is very cool.
Rob needs to do a ice cold beer.
So you knew exactly who I was
fucking ice
cold.
cold.
We know Rob.
Shout out Rob Steiner. He's one of my best friends. Yeah, Rob is like the grand global champion of fucking ice cold beer. He wins every year at MagFest. He always tries to get me to play. I'm like, I don't want it. Dude, I don't need to. He's just naturally good at every fucking game.
He hooked us on that fucking game, and he made it sound like.
Yeah. Wait, he got you on ice cold beer?
Oh yeah, because
we got to play to MagFest.
Okay, did he get you to play Where's Waldo?
No.
Oh my God, Where's Waldo on NES? He hasn't shown you that yet?
No.
Oh boy, I'm gonna show Rob this episode. The next time he sees you guys, he's hooking his claws in, man. Where's Waldo on NES? Like notoriously one of the worst games. I still I don't like it, but Rob made it into a fucking party game where like. Dude, come to one of our parties at the next con at one of our suites where we have a ton of people over. Rob,
I'll stay awake this time.
Stay awake. Don't get drunk. Get pictures of people. Have a good time. He at MagFest, like pre-COVID, we used to get like these big suites at like the Wyndham, like or we had a hookup. It was like a presidential suite, so you could fit like 100 people in there. It was insane. And Rob would like have $100 prize. He made his own custom Where's Waldo shirt. And he's like, if anybody could beat Where's Waldo on hard mode, I will give you $100. And no one was able to do it. And people would get so into this game, like looking at the patterns of like Where's Waldo of where Waldo is on the screen. He actually got fucking Mike. He got Matei. You ever seen his crazy streams at like 3 in the morning of him yelling and screaming?
Oh yeah, he's a psycho with the hard games.
I love Mike. He's a fucking lunatic. But he got Mike. I saw Mike was streaming Where's Waldo one night, and I got in the chat. I'm like, did fucking Rob get you to do this? He's like, he certainly did. Like, he got you too. He got you too.
Well, dude, the craziest thing at like the last too many games is like they had the ice cold beer tournament there.
Yeah, they always do.
All the people are coming up and like, you know, doing their little runs and shit. And he's coming up, he's fucking doing spins, pointing to the crowd, and just going.
Oh,
right
I know. He puts on a show.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he does that.
And like people are just sitting there, and like people who have no idea what the game is or any interest, they just start looking over at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I call it like Date Rob when he does that. You guys watch The Office? You know the episode with Date Michael when he has the Kangol cap and he just starts acting out like that? That's Rob. He just like he puts on a fucking show. I just want to get him one of those caps to wear backwards.
Well, there's nothing like worse.
Thing.
He showed us that ice cold. He told us all about it, and the guy, oh fuck, what was his name, Jim?
Oh shit, I can't remember.
It's a very unique name. As soon as he says it, it's a guy who has the machines. They introduced him to us. So
Rob's friends with him. The guy, he owns a whole bunch of ice cold beer caps.
It's an odd name, but it's one as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh,
right.
And you know, so he let us go first. He's like, oh, like this is what you do with the game, and he's like talking like, oh yeah, you just try to do this, and we get like, call it 900 points. We're like, oh, he's like, oh, that's not bad, and then he goes and gets like 40,000. You're like, well, now I feel like a fucking idiot.
That's Rob's bullshit. He's been one of my closest friends for like almost 10 years. Rob, I love you, buddy, but you got a long list of bullshit. I love you for it.
No, but
it's one of his many things. He's
the Brian of your group.
But that game, it got me hooked right away.
He'll do that. He'll do that. Like I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience for that shit. We were at we're at Digital Press, you know, that store in North Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We were there for a NAVA event, and they have an ice cold beer thing. So Rob is just decimating that. And he's like, Adam, come here. I'll show you how to play. Like, how many fucking years have I been like, no, I don't need this. No, dude, I'm just here to hang out. I have a few paintings I'm going to sell. I have some people here I haven't seen in a while. I don't need to play the ball in the hole game that you're really good at.
Yeah, that I can't do good at. So yeah.
No, I'm not going to do good at it. I tried it once, like even before I met Rob. I'm like, this sucks. I don't like this game. You ever have those labyrinth games like as a kid, like the wooden thing where you had to like with the ball? That was like the most unfun fucking game because you'd play and ball in the hole. Like you couldn't do it. You couldn't get it through the maze. And it's like, oh, this is even worse because it's like upright.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, that's
what's fun. Stress. I love stress and anxiety. I want that in game form.
Fun. That's what I need more of in my video games. No,
what you just brought up is a perfect reason why I think I keep giving up on Breath of the Wild, because there's a point when you got to use the fucking Switch to use a ball.
Dude, those levels suck. I didn't do any of them.
Yeah, and every time I start it, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't like this. Like,
yeah, I had to get up and walk around because I feel like I didn't have enough like arm room. Like I had to. I had to move. Yeah. Those weren't fun. But Breath of the Wild, I haven't even beaten the first one, but I have like 500 hours in it. The game's amazing. But I know Tears of the Kingdom, I think they took that crap out.
Good.
Because so many people complained about it.
Yeah, I believe they did.
But that's too funny you brought that up about Breath of the Wild, because that drove me friggin' crazy. I hated those puzzles.
I was like, the fuck, is this what this game's about? Like I'm sitting there like,
it was just a side thing. It was just some of the temples to do that. Overwhelmingly, I mean, have you not really played Breath of the Wild specifically?
So I literally started it probably the very first time I played it. I'd say I put 5 hours in. Here's the deal. Having not played or beaten a Zelda game since literally like I've played enough in between, but like I had very little reference, and I was like, why the fuck are all my weapons breaking after 3 or 4 hits? I was like, what the fuck is this grindy bullshit? And then not knowing the difference of like, well, I guess I have to beat every temple. So I'd be doing these torturous fucking puzzles where I was like, I don't like these controls. This game is getting me really pissed off. So it killed it for me. I stopped it for a long time, decided, let me restart it, think it was like a year and a half ago. I got probably 15 hours into it, and then I started was like, all right, I'm just gonna avoid those things and try to do other stuff. It's good, but it's still it doesn't hook me that way. Like I'm trying to get to that point where I'm like, ooh, I can really see why this is that game.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's like I'd say you're in like a minority there. I'd like because
oh yeah,
I it's weird. Like with 3D Zelda games, like when Ocarina of Time came out, I couldn't get into that game for the life of me.
Hey, Bry.
I still
So,
can't. Like, and Majora's Mask.
I can't either.
But Majora's Mask, I was like, oh, this is just more of that. And it's like, oh, it has a time limit. Good. Like, how much Xanax do you fucking have before I play this? Like, I hate games with like a time limit on there. Like,
Yep.
I gotta rewind time and like factor in every second. Like, hell fucking no. I don't want anything to do with this. But
Mhm.
I just couldn't get into it. So I figured, like, you know what? 3D Zelda games aren't for me. Like, the 2D top down ones, like Link to the Past, is still one of the greatest games of all time. I love the original one. I love Link's Awakening. Even the ones on the 3DS that no one really likes, like Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. I fucking
Yeah, everyone
love
shits
those.
on those.
I absolutely love those games. Like Phantom Hourglass is like a comfort game to me. I'll just chill out. I mean, yeah, there's like going through the main temple over and over and over again is like that's a pain in the ass, but like I've played it so many times that I'm used to it. I can understand why a lot of people don't like those, but I like them. So I figured like Breath of the Wild wouldn't be a thing for me, but I love open world games, and that one just it struck a chord with me. Like it took me a while to like get used to it, but you get used to like the weapons breaking. But that one thing of those few puzzles where you had to like move the controller, that's so few and far between. There were maybe only like 2 or 3 of those temples where you had to do that. Like none of the big dungeons you had to do that shit. So if that's what's detracting you, I'd say you're missing out. Like you got to get used to like the weapons breaking and shit like
It's
that,
kind of like what you said though with Red Dead 2, right? Like there's also a point in me where I'm like, all
which
right,
is too much.
how many fucking recipes do I need to memorize before I stop making mysterious food? Like
Yeah,
there's a point where I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna enjoy it, I recognize now I have to invest enough time to really know what the fuck I'm doing.
look around for the food right there. Teleport down into the jungle area where it's raining in the south, and just collect a fuck ton of the durians, the big spiky fruits.
Mm-hmm.
You throw 5 durians in a pot, and you will get like one of those things where it like you'll get all your red hearts, and then it gives you like 2 or 3 more rows of the yellow ones every
Yeah.
single time. So just hoard those durians and just cook those. That's what I would do.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of other ways. Like you don't have to memorize all the cooking. There is decent stuff. Like okay, you need like throw some hot peppers in there if you're going to be in like the cold and it keeps you warm, or vice versa. And like the desert, use like the cold stuff. Like
Yeah.
the cooking is more just like it, yeah, trial and error. You don't have to like memorize stuff though. Because there were ones like I looked up recipes online and I was like, oh god damn, you can get pretty elaborate with
You
these.
can do
And I
a
was
lot,
just cooking,
and that's my problem, right? Like once you
like stuff I wouldn't even
discover,
think of.
yeah. And so with that game, like you said though, Jim knows when I'm the type when I get into a game, like I want to know every inch of the game. I want
Uh-huh.
to know like if I'm gonna start, like if I'm gonna get recipes and I can discover well there's something that could help me more and maybe give me a little more health or do this and other effects, I better figure out. Now I'm gonna try all types of shit with the recipe. So I
Yeah.
spend fucking 10 hours just
Oh,
dicking
so
around
you
with
get like
that.
you get obsessive about that one thing. Yeah.
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 So and then I do that with every piece of the game. So and with that game, it just whatever didn't hit me. But Jim's all pissed because
Right. Maybe you should
mad.
play through Ocarina that I gave you 2 goddamn years ago, and maybe you'll know how to play a 3D Zelda game so you can finish Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, but
How about that?
Ocarina's boring too. I mean, we've been through this.
I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. It's also like I I will straight up say it. The N64 fucking sucks. The controller sucks. I hate the
That's
Nintendo
right.
64. It started out so strong.
And end call.
Go right ahead. I know that. I will die and be buried and then reincarnated and die again on that fucking hill. The N64 is trash. You want mediocre racing games? Go nuts. There you go. There's a whole bunch of them. You want like really terrible RPGs like Quest 64? Have fucking fun with that one. I was so excited when that game came out. Man, like the N64 is really when I started having letdowns in games. Like the first really big letdown for me was Mission Impossible because I was so into GoldenEye and I love the Mission Impossible game. And that was like when games started changing studio hands or like got delayed. I remember it kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed. I remember getting it and sitting in my parents' car in the parking lot of Toys R Us and like reading the manual and being so fucking excited for this game and getting home and putting it in and just I was just like confused at first and then I was just more sad of like
Like, what the fuck did
how
I do?
I just felt like I wasn't playing this game right and then I was like no, this game is just fucking terrible. But it like the murky, muddy graphics about it like there are some great games in there. Like F-Zero X is amazing. Perfect Dark is great. Even like some of the mediocre ones, like Blast Corps, I find that game a lot of fun, even though I've never beaten it because it gets so hard. Like Body Harvest, that's like one of the first open world games I ever played. So there are good games on the N64, but overwhelmingly, 90% of the library is absolute trash. Like I just got sick of that system. And then I remember I played Metal Gear Solid at a friend's house on PlayStation, and like I was already like this was probably like I was like 99, so I was a senior in high school already, and I had a job, so I went out and I bought a PlayStation, and that was it. And like I showed my brother that we got rid of the N64, and then even then like GameCube, Wii, I didn't give a shit about those. I was all about like PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PS2 is still one of the greatest systems ever.
Oh, yeah.
PS2 and Super Nintendo are like my two favorites, and I'd say the Switch is like those are my top three systems of all time.
Yeah.
Super
No,
Nintendo,
no.
PS2, and then Switch. But yeah, the PS2, even then when that came out, I was like, man, this is like a fucking golden age we're living in of how good that system was. But I completely turned my back on Nintendo after the N64. I hated that system, and I didn't play anything. Like I played GameCube a little bit here and there. I didn't like the springiness of the controller. The Wii, I didn't really. I found to be like, it just seemed like it was kitsch.
You weren't
Not
a
like the
grandma,
motion
Way
so
too gimmicky. Yep.
It was too gimmicky, exactly. The Wii U was like, what the hell was the point? And then, yeah, what was the point of that system? It
There
was just
was none.
there was
Except
none. It was a
to get
stopgap in between.
suckers.
Yeah, it was like they were just trying out to see if the Switch was going to work. You like the Wii U? I mean, that
I do like the way. See, my dumbass, I'm even worse.
there's
Here you
probably
go.
some decent games on there. I remember there was like a Dr. Mario. It was like Dr. Luigi or something. I remember liking that on there. And there was
Well, that was part of the year, Luigi.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then there was a Pikmin game, Pikmin 2, whatever it was. I remember playing it at my
three
friend's
three
house.
came out the first time on there.
Adam,
Yeah, yeah, I
here's
like
the worst
that.
part about Jim. He wasn't even a first gen adopter. He secondhand paid too much for a Wii U.
No, I did not pay too much for it. I just paid for it at the wrong time because it was actually a good deal at the time.
That's called too much. Go
That
on.
is
Word
too
of
much.
mouth.
The Wii U stinks, man.
Yeah.
But the Switch is what brought me back to Nintendo. Like
Same.
I like that is actually okay. I will say I do play video games. I'll play Switch like laying in bed. Like I have like the Final Fantasy VI remaster, so I'm beating it for the millionth friggin' time on there. And like I just started playing Stardew Valley again, even though it sucks the latest update didn't hit the Switch yet. It like went through for PC, but it's just fun. Like, have you guys ever played Stardew Valley? It's essentially it's Harvest Moon on fucking steroids. Like,
Yeah.
Everyone I talk to absolutely adores it, and I'm
Oh,
just
it's
like,
the
I
most-
know I don't have the time for it.
yeah,
That's my
it's
only
the
problem.
most relaxing game. But yeah, you even playing like 2 in-game days, you'll spend like an hour in there. So okay, I'll take it back. I do play video games sometimes, like laying in bed, and like I will just fall asleep with my Switch because the game is so relaxing.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
no.
the Switch is
Switch is
the
amazing.
ultimate convenience console. Like
Oh,
my
easily.
wife,
By
my
far.
wife and kid will be watching something. I can just sit there on the Switch and be like, yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, but like even like talking about bite-sized games, like I love the Double Dragon franchise, and there was a Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, whatever it was. It was like some 2D like pixel-based game, and it's like what is it called? A roguelike where you can pick each level and
Yep.
each one it's consecutively
Yeah,
harder and
yeah.
you can do different runs. But I'd never played a game like that before, and I'm like, oh, I like this a lot, and there's all these unlockables. So I put a ton of time into that, and it's nice. You could play through it in 45 minutes. You could beat the game. You know, if like you go through the levels in a certain way, like where they're a lot easier, or you could challenge yourself. I mean, that's what a roguelike is, I guess. But yeah, I like that because it's just smaller games on there, and there's just so much stuff of like retro throwback. You know, Ninja Warriors. That's like it was a broad.
I love that fucking
Dude,
game. That
Ninja-
remake they did.
Yeah,
that was
the remake.
so good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I finally was able to beat it and start unlocking the other characters. Yeah, like things like that. That there's so much weird shit that comes out for the Switch. And like I'm kind of passive about it. Like I don't obsessively collect for it or anything. As far as collecting, like the video game collecting, like those days are behind me. I don't really. I was going for a full Super Nintendo library. After we bought the house, I decided I can't do this anymore, and I sold a huge chunk of the collection. I just kept, what I wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I'm not obsessive with games anymore. I just pick and choose what I like. But I just love all the weirdness that comes out for the Switch.
Well, to your point, Adam, I mean, the Wii U was financial failure. Anyone
Oh, it
who
was
really,
complete failure. Like when it came out, it was like, what is this? Like everybody was just more confused. Like what the hell is this? Like it's the new system, but it's not. I don't know.
well, to compound how terrible that system is that Jim paid too much for secondhand. I mean, Nintendo even had to utilize just fan-made shit for their Mario Maker on the Wii U, didn't they, Jim?
Yeah, for a company that really hates anything fan made, they sure like to steal from them and use it when they want to.
Did they really? I didn't know that. That's fucked up.
There's a page called the Spriters Resource.
Oh,
and they had a site
I don't
called.
know about the Spriters Resource, dude. I couldn't do my art if it wasn't for that page.
Oh, really?
Sprite rips on there, yeah. Shout out Spriters Resource, VG Maps, and VG Museum. I think it's the same people that run all three of those sites. I met them at MagFest once at a party when I was really drunk. And I get intense about stuff and I flip the fuck out. I'm like, you run the fucking Spriters Resource. I'm like, I don't know if you know me. I go by Squarepainter. He's like, oh yeah, like I know your art. I'm like, I couldn't do my art without your fucking meticulous like sprite rips on there. Dude, I live on that site. Like you can have like your first like 8 websites like on your Google Chrome. 3 of them are the 3 that I just mentioned.
Those, yep.
Yeah, I have to have them. I'm on there all the time. I have tabs open all the time of like games that I'm pulling rips from for paintings.
Oh, you will love this then. So they had a post from about a week, or no, 3 days ago. A reminder of how Nintendo utilized our website when making Super Mario Maker on the Wii U. Notice the stray orange pixel under Mario's mustache? It somehow matches exactly with the background of Mario's sprite sheet that appeared on Spriters Resource. And yeah, if you look very closely at the way they blew it up, there is a stray orange pixel for no reason. And where else would it come from, really?
Sus.
And you know what it is that always amazes me? The Nintendo defenders, I'll call them, that will go to the grave defending Nintendo. Like they need your.
Why would you do
defense.
that? They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They don't care about you. Stop.
Exactly.
Stop defending corporations. They don't care about you.
It's just, the level that like half of them are like, the responses I saw, half of them are like, oh, Nintendo would never do that. Why would they do that? Others,
get the fuck out of here.
And then others are like, well, like, shouldn't you just be happy they're using it? Like,
oh, shut up.
They actually did subtweet after and say, look, we're not actually like mad about this. Maybe this game wouldn't happen at all if it wasn't for us. But I think they were taking the classy way out there. But they could have easily just been like, yeah, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of the only games that sold on the Wii U anyway. So at the very least, in a way, kind of ish, stolen asset ish. Weird fuzzy area there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
at least a little credit. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I was most curious, Adam, your take on this. Like, all right, it seems pretty obvious that that's probably likely what happened here.
It sounds like it. If it's like a stray, like weird pixel, like I live on that website of like sprite rips and things like that. Yeah. There's no way that there's that has to be what happened, because that's like the go-to source for sprite rips. Yeah. There's a few other sites that are like kind of decent, but Spriters Resource is like the archive. And yeah, if you're gonna have like that meticulous, like just one pixel out of place and it just happens to be there, that's where you got it from.
And here's the deal, shit-ass Nintendo, their fallback is, well, you wouldn't even have a website if you weren't ripping our sprites.
Yep.
So it's kind of that give and take. It's like, it would just be cool, like, hey, if that's exactly what they did, they pulled from these sites, you can't just throw a credit in there. Like, really? It takes that much effort.
You're Nintendo. Throw credit in there. Come on.
Like, that's all. But
yeah. I mean, if it wouldn't, like, I wouldn't have my painting career, and I wouldn't be playing in the band that I'm in if it wasn't for, like, fucking Nintendo. Like, yeah. They set the groundwork for, like, everything that we do with our creative careers.
That'd be some shit. Like, what if you guys, like, you're like, hey, That song sounds very familiar. Something we've played.
Yeah, that sounds like Ken's theme, and like that's kind of the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's Nintendo doing what I would always suspect
What
Nintendo to do.
what they do.
Yep.
Rules for thee and not for me.
Yep. That's always.
But Chambers, one of the things you threw up here, and I was really glad we were going to talk about last week. We didn't meet, but it's something that I was a little shocked looking at this list because there was something that came out. It was the 20 most iconic video game characters of all time, and it comes to us from news.sky.com.
Based on a BAFTA poll of 4,000 people, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, and with the exception of a certain singer from a certain band that might be involved in this episode right now, we like to shit on the British a lot.
I mean, the British...
Wait, what? Harding? What are you doing to my dude Harding?
Well, nothing to him. He's a wonderful man.
Well, listen, we always like to joke with our Brits that they have a very unique taste in gaming and whatnot. And
well, yeah, I mean, you can just tell, like, if you see like an old pixelated game, it's like that is British, like Amiga as fuck. It's like it just has that unsaid quality to it.
And so,
why does the water hurt you in every game? One drop of water, and it's like, oh, half my life's gone.
But here's the deal.
Too much Marmite, not enough showers. That's the problem.
That's why when I looked at this list, I'm like, okay, when I think universally, what's going to be the most iconic video game characters? I figured, or I assume that it doesn't matter where you live. You're going to throw in Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, Link, the usual suspects. But in this case, Lara Croft won the number one most iconic video game character of all time. And that, I was like...
They did that specifically so podcasts would talk about it.
Well, that's where I'm like, how? And then I'm like, okay, they're British, quirky with their fucking voting. I don't know. Here's the deal. I just go, if we're being honest, if you say most iconic video game characters, she hits top 20, absolutely.
Yeah,
does she even really hit top 10
no,
for us?
Not even,
no. That's where I was like, so seeing her as number one and then Agent 47 as number 3, I went, oh, this list is fucking horseshit. And this is someone who loves Hitman and that franchise. I'm like, he doesn't even deserve to be in top 20. Get the fuck out of here.
As a bald man that loves Hitman, absolutely not. Agent 47 is not in the top.
No. So it's like, and there's other issues with this list, but those are the two most egregious. And I go,
there's like 3 from Baldur's Gate 3 on here.
How can you have that? They're so new. You can't have that. You can't do that.
I don't know.
Well, 2 from Baldur's Gate, but still, how?
But when you see a list like this, like, here's the deal. I do love me list, and I love like trying to figure out how do you actually get to there. So it's like, is Lara Croft really that loved in the UK that we just don't see it as much in the
States? She's a British character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so that kind of makes sense. I mean, whenever you make a list like that, the most iconic video game characters, you're gonna it's Mario or Pac-Man that's gonna be number one. Like they're interchangeable. That's it. There's no other ones there. And Sonic would be like a clear number 2. Like that for for hardcore like staple franchises. Like there's no nuance when you get to like the top 3 to 5. You know, it's going to be interchangeable.
You could interchange it, and that's my point. Is like,
but they're generally going to be the same because you can't change that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Pac-Man and Mario. You know,
like, and I see what I would consider the universals of Mario.
Well, here let's just go down the list super quick. 1, Lara Croft. 2, Mario. 3, Agent 47. 4, Sonic. 5, Sackboy. Fucking Sackboy at 5. Come on. 6, Pac-Man. 7, Link.
Sackboy is
8.
from Little Big Planet. Yeah.
I know. I've heard of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I like the Little Big Planet games, and he's an adorable character, but come on now. And then 8, Master Chief. 9, Kratos. 10, Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. 11, Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2, the game you couldn't even finish. 12, Pikachu. So, yeah, random
Pikachu,
Baldur's...
I would put Pikachu in the top 5.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Easy.
Definitely
I mean,
at minimum
is one
top
of the biggest
10
franchises of all time. Yeah, easily top 10. I would like for me, absolutely top 5. Pikachu has to be in there.
Yeah. 13, Minecraft Steve. 14, Solid Snake. 15, Crash Bandicoot. 16, Cloud, Final Fantasy VII. 17, Astrion from Baldur's Gate 3.
Weird.
2 of them? Really? 18, Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. 9, Ellie from The Last of Us. And 20, Nathan Drake.
Weird. Yeah, there's that's real clickbaity. If you're gonna go Minecraft, which I would say in there, the Creeper way more than Minecraft Steve. The Creeper is the mascot of the Minecraft franchise.
Oh yeah, and
put that in the top. I would say top 10. Put the Creeper in there.
I mean, something from Minecraft, right? It's got to be represented in the top 10. Snake, I get it. Link, I get it. Pac-Man, Master Chief, Kratos, even I get all those.
Kratos is.
He's borderline.
Break the top 20.
Maybe. He definitely does top 20.
I could do top 20 with Kratos. I could do that.
It's debatable, maybe.
I mean, the problem is though, like, I'm so curious. Did they give these? When they did this voting, did they just give people like, here's a list of 20, 50 characters, pick from it, or was this literally like, you just tell us who your number one character is? Like,
did they give you like an assigned list that you have to pick from? Yeah, yeah. Where's your data set coming from? That's very important.
Yeah, because it's like, if you left it full and open, if people just randomly all chose Lara Croft as one, I'm like, that's weird. That still throws me off as number one most iconic video game character of all time. Like, you wouldn't even put, like, I mean, here's the deal. I could see in top 20 you put Samus.
Oh, Samus way.
Yeah, where the fuck's Samus? Good point.
Croft.
Yeah, way high. Like, for her to not even be in top 20, I'm like, okay, this is definitely just
Samus,
UK jerking each other off.
Samus is easily in the top 10.
Yeah,
easily.
Not according to the UK. They're not. Fucking Agent 47 has to be up there.
That's so weird.
I'm shocked fucking Horus isn't on here.
When was the last time there was a really good Hitman game?
The problem is they all started being so samey that, like, and they're episodic now where you're like, you play it, you don't know which Hitman game you're playing. You're like, all right. I love Hitman games, but yeah.
The ones on the PS2, I really like Hitman 2. The first one it was like early and I couldn't get into it. You know, it was just too jank. But yeah, Hitman 2, Blood Money, Contracts, those games were sick.
They were amazing. Yeah. Dude, I remember, I don't know where it is, but I went to GameStop with my buddy. We saw the Hitman for the PC, so I got the big box for it, and I played the shit out. And I couldn't believe the shit you're doing. You're like, you can just put a bomb on a limo and get this guy, or like, you know, all this stupid shit. And I was hooked from that. So yeah, to your point, the PS2 games took it to another level. But yeah, these lists, I like it because it sparks conversation. And I've said what I've noticed with lists like this is you always try to get the ones that try to be. I call it the Jim list. Like, if Jim was ever to put a list together, people would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with these answers?" And
it's true.
It's someone just trying to be like, "Well, I don't want to say the one that everyone knows is the true one, so I'm going to give my twist on it."
You want to be an edgy boy? You want to ruffle some feathers?
Jim's an edgelord.
Oh, you're an edgy
no, I'm
boy.
just always edging. But
really?
Half game room, half goon cave.
Damn it, Jim.
You're honest about it.
But yeah, so Chambers, I mean, I don't know. What was your take on Lara Croft becoming number one?
I mean, at first I thought, what? And then Adam was 100% right. We got. I got. I was like, God damn it, they got me with the bait.
Yeah.
I couldn't not talk about it and like put the clicks on there like everyone else did.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys play I saw it was on sale the other day. I think I have it in like my Steam library. That 2013 Lara Croft game.
It's great.
Tomb Raider game. I heard it's really good. It was like the origin of her.
I mean, here's the deal. I think most people like us, and especially you having played the PlayStation, we probably tried Tomb Raider back in the day and
Tomb Raider 2, I played the shit out of. The first one I couldn't. I remember there was a leap from like 1 to 2. I tried playing 1. I played 2. I rented it and I loved it. And then I tried playing 1 and it was like, it's
1 was rough back then.
Yeah, 1 felt very rough even for back then. And this was probably like, I don't know, 99, 2000. I remember the Tomb Raider 2 and like synonymously, I was playing the Siphon Filter games at the same time.
Mm.
Those are some of my favorites on the PlayStation. Siphon Filter, those are some of the most challenging games I've ever played.
But to your point, 2013, like
Yeah, I
it's
heard that
funny.
game's amazing.
You it so overshadows, I think, the Uncharted games in quality of call it shooting, action, or even platforming. Like it's just so much better
Mhm.
that I was like, God damn, man, this is really good.
Yeah,
But
I try actually speaking of Uncharted, and I guess like 2 years ago now, because like I played Uncharted 1 a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I love like Indiana Jones style games. I think Nathan Drake's kind of a cool character. I like the jungle aspect. Like, okay, it isn't about like Montezuma's treasure or something like that. Anyway, I
Yep.
tried playing the first one on the PS3. Those aiming mechanics are
so
so
bad.
fucking broken. It like
Uh huh.
I couldn't get through it, dude. The level where you're on the jet ski, like going through like that sunken city, you think that's gonna be fun. Like, oh yeah, I'm on a jet ski. Fuck that shit, man.
Uh huh.
I couldn't get through it. I remember when I first played it, I got to the end and there are like these Nazi like zombies at the end of the game. It got really
Yep.
weird.
Yep.
Yeah, it got and I didn't beat it like for some reason. And then I'm like, all right, let me pick it up and try it again. And I just couldn't. And I'm like, oh, I want to play like Uncharted 2, 3, and 4 because I heard those are fun also. And
Just skip to it.
Dude, the first one
Yep.
fucking blows. I didn't play. I tried to. Powered through one just to be like, all right, I got to see what the series is. Hated every second of it, and then I started playing Uncharted 2 for like 2 hours, and I was like, no, it's more of the same. I hate this. I couldn't do it. And then like 2 years ago, I finally went back and I went through it. It's definitely better than one, like a lot better. But it's still got like a lot of those annoyances from one that
which are
you
the
kind of
good
hate.
ones? Like, if I was to play one, what should I play? Like the fourth one or something? And will I know what's going on?
I mean, I don't care about story in games anyway
Oh,
for the most part, so I don't really give a shit.
I
But I hear
love
3 and 4 really good.
I love an immersive story in a
Yeah.
game, and I love like Days Gone. That game it actually it
Mhm.
starts out really slow because like it expects you to care about the characters right away, and you don't. But like once you get into that game, you are like you're so fucking attached to them by the end of
Yep.
that game. Like I
I
love a
yeah,
good
I love
story,
that game.
a good story and good characters. Like I usually don't collect the collectible sets. I only get like a few of them. Like up here, I have like Max Payne 3, one of my all time favorite games, and like Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. And I had to get the it's somewhere on my shelf back there. The sculpt of like Deacon with the motorcycle with the dead zombie. Like I had to get that because I love those. Like
Nice.
any of those games that I really love. Like if there's a sculpt of a character that I love, I have to have it.
Hmm.
Did you guys ever play Watch Dogs? By the way, not a lot of people like
I,
that.
I I I never finished it. I played a
It's
little bit
so
of it.
good. It's so good.
It's one of those games where I started playing. And I remember liking it, and then I'm like, it was just at a time where I was like, open world, this style, like it. I was over it at that point.
Yeah, there was a lot. It was very much a GTA clone, and the biggest sin it committed was like that. If you go back and look at the launch trailer for it that
Oh
Ubisoft did in
God,
2012 compared to what
what a
came out,
fucking lie that was.
oh my god, yeah, and everyone
Yeah.
was pissed about that. But if you go back and you play like I just played it recently again on PC, like max settings on there, and like you play it for what it is such a good fucking game.
Yeah.
But like I went and I watched that 2012 Ubisoft trailer. A game even now couldn't even pull off in
No.
game of all the things of like smashing a window and like reaching in and like opening the door and getting a guy out. Like the animations that went on in that, like I couldn't even imagine a modern PS5 game being able to pull that off.
No. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But to your point, I'm like you, where like if I want to get into a franchise, I'm like I feel obligated. I'm like, well, I gotta start at the beginning.
Yeah, you got to start at the beginning.
The only one that I broke that with was the Witcher series. Like I was like,
Well,
there's no way
yeah, The
I'm
Witcher.
going back to fucking
Yeah.
one. I started two, and I was like,
But
what?
then you don't get the booby card game, Brian.
Damn it, Jim. But then I started two, and I was like, even that, I was like, ugh. I went right to three, and I was so happy I did. Like
That's
I
kind of
love
yeah.
that
That's
game.
like yeah. That's like an exception to the rule. Like Witcher is another one of those games that I felt like was just too big. I played it for a little bit. And I'm like I just couldn't. Because at the time like I was this was way before like Rex Viper, but I was still doing Squarepainter full time, and I was working like a 40-hour a week like freelance design job. Like I don't have the time to
No.
dedicate to this.
Yeah.
That's a problem with that. But yeah, to your point, yes, The Witcher is like you don't need to play The Witcher 1 and 2. Kind of like with the Elder Scrolls games. Like Skyrim is like leaps and bounds beyond anything of like as good as Morrowind and Oblivion are. Like
You
Skyrim
could
is
just go
just
right to Skyrim and be
you
like,
can
fuck
go
it all.
right to
Yeah.
Skyrim. Even with like Fall, well with Fallout 3 and 4, it's like I feel like if you play 4 first, I actually was just talking to somebody about on Twitter about this. They're like, "Oh, which one should I start with?" I'm like, "Start with 3 because 3 and New Vegas are fantastic games." I'd say New Vegas is like 2 is my favorite and then New Vegas and then 4 I would say are my top 3. Like if you play 4, you can't go back and then play 3 because
You
it's
have to
too much.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, you won't appreciate it then. That's why I said like you got to play 3 in New
Start with
Vegas and
3.
then play 4 and you'll appreciate it so much more. You can't go back. Like a big franchise for me like that also is you guys ever play the Sniper Elite series?
Yep.
Never did.
I fucking love Sniper Elite 4 is the one I started with. My brother got it like for free and he's like I love like like stealth sniper games. I love it. And it's like dude, you're shooting Nazis, you're going to fucking love it. So I got it on Steam, fell in love with Sniper Elite 4 and then I tried to go back to 3 and it's like
You
you
can't.
can't. You can't. And then like Sniper Elite 1 is like so jank and then there's like V2 which is like the remake of it and even then it's like the levels are so streamlined and like it's not open world, but Sniper Elite 4 and 5 are so good. I just got the last DLC level on Sniper Elite 5 because it was on sale. I haven't played it yet, but
No,
those games are so good. I've like maxed out everything on Sniper Elite 4 and 5. Like gotten every medal. Like honestly, actually I haven't been able to play on the hardest to hardcore mode because it takes away like the aim assist and I don't understand how to play the game without it. Of like, how do I read the wind? How do I know where to shoot for like 400 meters away
Yep.
without those things? And like, I can understand how.
You gotta do like the actual calculations they do in
Yeah,
your head.
exactly. Like straight, like, cause I'll play, like, I can't play those games on normal mode. It's too easy. Like, I go straight to hard mode. But then there's like realistic sniper mode. And I saw there's like tutorials on YouTube. It's like, here's how you do it. And I just haven't had the time to like sit down and watch tutorials to learn how, because I want to experience that game on like the hardest difficulty. Because even on hard mode, like the AI, especially in Sniper Elite 5, like you'll be up in like a tower, even like 100 meters away, popping guys. And if you stay in there and you take out like more than 2 guys, they're gonna triangulate you and figure you out and like start flanking you and shit. Like the AI on hard mode is really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but to
very
your point,
challenging.
like that's the problem is some games you go too far. You go try and go back. Like Fallout is a good example where I think a lot of people Fallout 3 was their first Fallout, especially newer
Oh,
generations.
far and away. Oh yeah. Like Fallout
Yeah.
1 and 2 were very niche games. Like I played them a little bit when they came out. And then in college, I was just talking about this today with Nina. My roommate that I lived with at the time, he had them and I'm like, "Oh shit, I want to play these." And he's just like, "Here, he gave me like the install disc for it." This was like 2004. But yeah, it's like hex grid. You got to it's all text based. You got to
Yep.
read everything. There's very little voice in it. It was like made by like 5 or 6 people
Yep.
back then of like how in depth these games are. Fallout 2 is amazing. Like every time I go back and play that game, I discover like something else, some other little item you could click on or like something else you could interact with. But man, I couldn't even
So
imagine
different.
like
Yeah.
go from 3 to that. Dude, I
Yeah.
remember when 3 was coming out, I was so hyped. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be open world. Like this is like what we've needed for Fallout. But I mean, if you got the patience for it and you like those old isometric point and click games, I couldn't recommend Fallout 1 and 2 more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just got to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I tried it when I was like 12, and it was like way too much for my feeble brain. Like I
Oh
could not
yeah.
grasp it at
Dude,
all.
like even right away when you leave the vault in Vault 13, when you're out in
Oh,
like
dude.
that cave, if you don't know what you're doing, the little like rats in that
They'll
cave
kill
will
you right away.
rip you apart
Yep.
right away.
Yep.
Like you need to get in Fallout 1. There's a companion you get at like you gotta like beeline it to the next town, like go straight there and hope you don't run into any enemies because they'll kill you. There's a companion you gotta get there, and he has a gun, and you gotta use him to do certain quests so you get the EXP off of it. And that's the only way I've found to like honestly like get out of the glut of the beginning of that game. Like
Yeah.
Fallout 1 has a lot of problems, but like once you get past that, there's an incredible game there.
You can figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
A
I
lot
agree.
of trial and error. Oh, and there's a time limit on that too, because you got to find the water chip. Like I remember I had to ask my, I had to restart my game probably about at least 10 times, and like I had to ask my roommate. I'm like, just fucking tell me where this water chip is in randomly in the world, and it's like the one place you would not expect it to be at all.
No, I mean, that's yeah, I have that same issue. But to your point, pulling it back to how the fuck is Lara Croft an iconic character?
That's just it's clickbait just to get you guys to talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's some horny dude that likes her triangle tits from like the PlayStation games.
that's
Yeah,
yeah. I
that's
think
what it is.
that was Jim's take.
There it is.
God bless you, sir. Godspeed.
No, but Adam, we want to say thank you, bud, so
Of
much
course.
for coming on. And once again, we have all your links below, but let them know where can they find you, where can they check you out.
Again, just follow me at Squarepainter on Instagram, Twitter. Like I said, I have a Facebook business page, but I don't really use that. Instagram and Twitter. Find me on there. We didn't really talk about it. I play bass in the cover mashup, whatever you want to call it. Nerdy dad rock band Rex Viper. I play bass in that. We're actually the whole other thing. I told the guys that I was like going to talk about this. We're putting out a record. It's going to be out this year. It's going to be called Turbocharger Deluxe. Like 14 songs. We just finished recording it. Well, our singer and our keyboard player are finishing up their parts, and like we have a studio that's mixing, mastering it. So hopefully by the end of the by late summer, we have a whole bunch of shows lined up. We're going to be playing in Canada in August with Cybertronic Spree. And then,
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, we're going to go up to Toronto and we're going to open for them, which is going to rule because they're the best. And then we have some other tentative shows we haven't lined up yet, but like a couple other cons that like we're in talks with that we would like to play at. So those will be announced as we book them.
Yeah, and so we will have those links below. Make sure you check them out. And as you saw a few episodes ago, we did have Brad who was talking about that. So make sure check out Rex Viper, check out Squarepainter, and as always,
Check out
guys,
Brad's Drum Boy Advanced channel. I don't know how he puts out that much content too. I've known Brad since 2001. Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
he was telling us the full story of like he's like one day you're just like, hey, do you wanna try drumming for this? He's like, yeah.
He told you about that? Yeah, I couldn't get into the whole.
Well, yeah, you need him for that first show, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a little bit more time, I can go into the whole origin of fucking Rex Viper, of how that whole shit got started.
Oh yeah.
If you want to hear about
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's fucking go.
Okay, so it started like with Rolf and then like Justin Silverman and Kieran. They had this idea for like a cover band. They wanted to call it Power Extreme, like from Centurions. And I like, oh, all right, like, you know, I'll play bass. This sounds pretty cool. And like, I hadn't played in a long time. Like, I was in like punk rock and hardcore bands and shit for fucking years, like way before I was doing Squarepainter. And then like Rolf told me this idea, and then we were at 2019 at Portland. We went to see Gwar. Me and him, Rob, and Nina went to see Gwar. And after the show, he's telling me about this. I'm like, why don't we fucking do this? So we started it over COVID, and like James Ronald joined, and then Harding joined because he was friends with Ronald. I didn't even know Harding was British until I got on a Zoom meeting with him, because like from his vocals, you can't even tell. And then we needed a keyboard player because Kieran didn't want to do it, so we got Dino from Pro Melodian and Cheap Dinosaurs. You know Dino, Lionetti. They're a friggin' I can't even keep up with what they do on keyboard, of how fucking talented they are. And then we had this drummer Jeff, who was like one of Rolf's childhood friends or something. Super good drummer, fucking hilarious guy, but it sucked. Like he moved to California right when we started the band, so I knew it wasn't going to work. And actually, right before our first show at Too Many Games, Jeff quit, and like Rolf texted like our group text. He's like freaking out, like, I don't know what we're going to do. We don't have a drummer. I'm ready to cancel the show. I'm like, I got you. I had Brad in my mind because he was DMing me. He's like, what's this new band you're in? Like this cover band. So that's what happened. I DM'd Brad. I was like, yo, that band that you like that I'm in, like, you want to fill in for Too Many Games, and like if it works out, like you're pretty much in the band. So like we all jumped on a Zoom meeting like the next night, and it worked out better than I ever could. It's funny that like I played music for years, like in punk bands and shit, and hardcore back then, and like Brad was the drummer in bands. We never played in a band before. Like our bands played shows together in like the early 2000s, but like we never. This is the first band we're in together. It's too funny.
So nowadays, do you guys still have to do all your practicing and stuff over Zoom calls?
No,
or
we don't
at
do
least
that. Okay.
That sounds like a nightmare. Like I play in bands, and I'm like, I don't know how you guys pulled that off.
I wish we could fucking practice more. That it drives me insane that we can't, because it started as a COVID project, because Harding and Ronald are in Toronto. So all of us are really, really busy. I mean, like Rolf, clearly he's constantly working on so many fucking projects and stuff like that. So like me and him, like I'll go over to his place when he gets like a day off because he has like a whole other studio on his property and we'll practice in there. So me and him work on stuff and then we'll have Brad and Dino come over. So the four of us work on things, but we don't get to practice as like a full band until like we're playing a show a few days before and everyone's in town. Like, I mean, I'm like we pull it off, we fucking do it, but like I wish we could practice all the time. Like we would be so goddamn good if we could. But
Yeah, I mean, you and the things like when we saw you one of the last conventions, you were like, "Yeah, they came in like 3 days ago, so we've been practicing about like 13 hours a day just to be ready for this show."
yeah.
It's like, God
Oh
damn.
yeah. Oh, I told you that. What, at too many games last year?
I think it was too many games last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We were doing like 12-hour practices, and like Rolf is crazy, and it's like, oh, we're gonna film shit for like 3 different videos, and here's all the costumes that I have for it, because like being in a band with him is like Rolf's mind just does not fucking stop. Of like when he gets into like he'll get into like a mode for like Rex Viper shit, and it's just like boom, 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 email after email of like his stream of thoughts of like his ideas, and they're all really, really good ideas. Like I gotta like we have to rope him in, be like we gotta park this. Like we can't fit all this in, you know, with like all this that we want to do. But yeah, like before too many games last year, like I was practicing for like man, the month leading up to that show, like almost every day, I was putting an hour or two into bass. Like I didn't play video games at all. It was like painting, working on my shit, and practicing bass, like all the new songs that we had. And then when the guys came into town, even before the Canadians came in, like Brad Brad would drive in from Jersey to Rolf's place, and we practiced there. And then I would pick Dino up from like the bus station because they live in South Philly. He lives in South Philly over here. So I'd pick him up and scoop him up, and we would drive up, yeah, and have like 6-hour practice days at Rolf's place until he had to, go take care of his kids or whatever. And then yeah, when the Canadians were in, dude, we'd start in the morning and then she's just be done at like midnight. It was like every day we did it for like 3-4 days before, and we did shoot a video actually. There's one we covered Never Surrender. We have like the Punch Out like jogging theme in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we shot a video for that actually in Rolf's basement. You remember Rental Reviews? You know the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had in his basement downstairs. He has like one room that looks like an old video store. It's fucking awesome. So it's tiny, but somehow we all filmed in there. Did Brad tell you about this?
No, but
No, not about that
Oh
one.
my God, it's funny. Like one of his kids had like a little toy drum set that she wasn't using anymore. So like we're all playing in there, and Brad is using his one of Rob's
Yes.
He absolutely destroyed this thing because we had to do like 25 takes of the song, and he's a huge dude. Just absolutely decimated this fucking drum set. So the video, like we have like 5 or 6 videos in the can. We're just waiting. And the reason why people are like, oh, you have this channel, you haven't put anything out. It's like, yeah, well, it sucks that, everyone's far apart. And we're waiting for our recorded songs to be done to put them to the videos that we shot. Like we did Scarfox and The Touch. Jesus. We filmed the video for The Touch in 2021 at a practice space over here by my place. Yeah, it's funny. Like you can see we all look like just a hair younger there. Like it's 3 years ago now. And then the Scarfox video, like 2021, 2022, we shot that one. So it's crazy. We've had a whole bunch of videos just in the can waiting to go for the songs to get done. We wanted to have the album done like a year ago, but it's just, with everybody's schedule and us living far apart, crazy. I mean, we never thought it was going to be this. It started as a freaking COVID project, and this what it turned into.
Just a fun little thing, yeah. And to your point, you're working with James, like obviously videos, making stuff, like you're always going to have that aspect too on top of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. He doesn't like actually when we did after it was our second song, the Power of Love, because he did that whole video and like he storyboarded the whole thing out. And I was honestly surprised because like when he showed me the clips, I was like, oh, you did like your nerd character in here? I thought you wanted to keep that separate from Rex Viper. I'm like, that's fine. You want to throw that in there. That's cool with me. I just thought he wanted to keep it separate. But it was super elaborate, and especially with COVID, like we had to really it took forever to film the video and get it together. So for like the next one, I was like can we just do something simple like for Hearts on Fire? He's like, oh no, I'm gonna green screen us into like Rocky's cabin and do all this crazy shit. And for like the up the mountain part, like I need you to wear like your heavy ass leather jacket. It was already like, I don't know, middle of March by then, so it was kind of getting warm around then in his studio, and he's throwing like fake snow on me like as I'm playing this shit. And like it's never a simple video.
It's not a simple
It's
shit.
never anything simple with him, but I've learned to trust the guy. Like he's got his creative vision. He sees the shit from A to Z. I trust him. Like just just fucking run with it. Let's do the damn thing. But
Yeah.
we're so besides from that, we actually wanted to have an EP for Halloween of like it started with 5 songs and now it's grown to like 9. So I don't think that's tenable for the year. We're definitely gonna have a Halloween song. We covered Man Behind the Mask, that Alice Cooper song.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah, we
nice.
played that at Portland, and like Ronald, just for like we didn't get to do a mashup of it yet. Ronald did like this little diddly of the cabin theme from the Friday the 13th game as
Oh,
the intro.
nice.
So I'm like, oh, we should thread that back in on like the bridge or something like that. So we're in the works of just doing that. That's the idea of what we're gonna do, because we all know how to play that song already. It's a fun song. I was never really an
Yeah.
Alice Cooper fan, but that song was fun. So that
Nice.
is possibly going to be what we're going to have for Halloween, and we've been throwing around ideas for a video. We'll see if we can do it.
Nice.
So what's been the hardest song you've put together so far? I mean, I know having a distance and all that shit makes it even rougher, but
What like the hardest song to play? I mean,
the hardest like mashup that you've put together.
I mean, Ronald is the one that does all the mashups because he like knows how to compose and does music theory and stuff like that. Actually, Rolf has gotten pretty good. He's put together a few of them because like his guitar teacher's been teaching him theory and shit, so he's putting stuff together. But I don't know. Like none of our some of our songs are just harder because they just have so many parts to them. Like Hearts on Fire took me a while just to get the timing down on some of those riffs, and there's so many parts to those songs. That one took a while. Never Surrender is a newer one. That one, the timing is it sounds like a straight up four count like 80s hair metal like song, but like a lot of those bands like they would do all these little weird things in there, like weird timing or like an upstroke that kind of like throws the rest of the riff off. So that
There's a random measure that's in like 5 or 7
yeah,
or
it's like
something.
in
You got to
five
come
four
back
timing
in.
or something like that. Yeah, actually that song does have that. It's weird, so it kind of throws you off. So yeah, that took me a while. And actually, just like little things, we did. You're the best around, and there was the Killer Instinct riff in there. Just for some reason, just to get the timing on just that main riff down, took me like 3 hours of just like there's just certain riffs before they click in your head. You just got to keep playing them over and over and over again until you get that groove down. It took me forever to get that fucking riff down to get it to sound right. And then there's like little like on the 4 counts, like they resolve different each time, and just to get those. But like once we play that, when we were playing that and like we were nailing that, like the transitions, because like Brad would just make like a certain face, or like you see it's like, oh, okay, he's going for like, the hi-hat or the tom on this one, so you know what the fill is going to be, just seeing him there, which is good to have for like, you got to have chemistry of that, of looking at each other for certain
Oh yeah.
things, which I have on stage. Like I'll tell you this, there's certain parts where like I'll mess up a count on something specifically, or like Rolf messes up on something like that, and we will look at each other on stage, and you'll see me mouth to him like 3 or 4 and be like, nod, like, okay, now we go into the next part, and he'll do the same for me on that. So it's cool. Me and him do that for the rhythm parts, and then Dino and Ronald will do that too, because they have all their leads kind of like bouncing off one of each other. So that's why when we actually set up, when we play live, we have the lead section on one side and the rhythm section on the other, so we can cue each other for different parts.
And isn't it, what do you call it? Like, no matter how much you're going to play with each other, you're going to have to get out of that mindset of being like, oh shit, we fucked something
Oh, well,
up. And
that's
like,
going to happen with live songs anyway. Like, I mean, people are, let's be honest, like, there's a lot of people that are overly critical of us online, and it's fine. There's people that are going to talk shit. I really don't give a fuck. It's like, yeah, we're in a spotlight. It's because Rolf's in the band. You know what? There's a million reasons. I really don't give a shit. But yeah, there's going to be fuck ups whenever you play live. It's just so amplified because of like, oh, we're Rex Viper, Rolf's in the band, and like it's hard for us to practice for all this shit.
yeah,
I
exactly.
fucking get it. I wish we could, man. I wish we could, but we're doing this. We love what we do. We're going ahead with it. We're putting out a record. We're playing more shows. Every show we've done, we've had huge crowds, and everybody loves it. So you know what? We're fuck it. We're gonna keep doing this.
Oh yeah, what do you call it? Like when we saw you at Too Many Games, like your guy set was fucking great. Like I don't
Really?
even
All right.
remember
I mean, I
Crush
noticed
40.
every single fuck up in there. Like, you could see me like shoot a look at somebody or I fuck up. Like anytime I fuck up, Dino looks up at me. It's like because the bass is so tied in with the keys and what he's doing. So like any of
All
my
right,
fuck ups, Dino shoots me a look.
so I'm gonna guess it's Dino because there's always one guy in the band who's the most likely to look at you and give you that
Million
smirk and be
percent
like,
Dino. Because and he's just like, I don't mean to. Like I brought that up. I'm like, dude, you're making me feel bad. I'm like the fuck up. I'm like, I know I'm coming in on like an A and it should be a G. He's like, I don't mean to. I just hear it and I just look at you like you get that fucking 1,000-yard stare you give me.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, like we're gonna start ramping practice up again. I got my new bass over here. I haven't even broken it in yet here. So
What kind? Let's see her.
freaking here. I've wanted this bass since I was 17.
Is that the Geddy Lee?
It certainly fucking is.
Oh,
Fender Geddy Lee jazz bass. It's the Japanese one. I got it right after Too Many Games. I haven't even gotten to play a show with this yet. But like this thing is like a fucking vacation to play.
do they still have the Badass 2 bridge on them?
Oh,
Or
they do. You know
oh,
your shit. Yeah, my friend Rich just stopped by. He plays bass too. He stopped by because he bought a painting and he wanted to like, oh, let me save on shipping, pick it up. And when he came over here, he saw this. He's like, I have to play it. Like, have fun, my friend.
and
He actually
you don't beat a
one.
maple fretboard. You just don't beat it.
No, it's like I love the inlays and just how thin the neck is. Like despite me being like punk bands and shit, Rush is my favorite band of all time. And
Same here.
yeah, I fucking love Rush. But like, and I always like, oh, I have to get the signature Geddy Lee bass. But like, you take that away from it. This is like, it is. It has it's like just the shorter, thinner neck than a jazz bass. It has the body to it. It has that nice full tone, like the sustain that you get from the Badass bridge. Like you can just pluck that, and like the note will just stay sustained on there. Like it's still going, that vibration. Like I fucking love this bass so much. Like I'm a better bass player when I'm playing this thing.
Yeah, they were always like, oh, and it's true. It's like, oh, the equipment doesn't make the man, but man, it does make it easier and more fun a lot of the time.
Oh, absolutely. So I can't wait for our Canadian shows. They're going to be at the end of August. We haven't announced. I think it's like August 22nd or something like that. But there's a con going on that weekend in Toronto. We're not playing at the con. There's just all the nerds will be in town, so we're just gonna play it. I think like 3 venues. We're gonna do 3 shows.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's cool. We actually got to figure out like I ideally I would love to go up a week before and just have rehearsals every fucking day. Like just do marathon rehearsals with everyone for like 5 days cuz that's like my one gripe, like or not gripe, like caveat with this. Like I just wish we could practice more cuz we would be so tight if we could.
And really, when are you going to have a chance to do these little tours in Canada?
Exactly.
So you might as well make the most of it,
not?
right?
I mean, we wanted to for a long time, and Harding is fucking awesome. He's really good friends with Cybertronic Spree, so was able to like get this all hooked up. So Harding, thank you for all that. He's great. Yeah, we're all very excited.
Can't wait to see the album. Can't wait to see clips from the tours and all that.
We want to tour on the well, like with what we can do with being grown men in our 40s. Seeing what we could do with tours next year. We would love to do that. We would absolutely love to. We have such a blast planned.
And yeah, I mean, you guys are in an awesome spot too, because it's not like I'm in an original band in Philly. There's like 4 spots to play.
Yeah.
So it's like, and any other places like, do you do covers? And it's like, well, not really. They're like, oh, well, we want people to come out.
Yeah, of course.
So you guys have the opportunity, like, to have shows where people will come out, and you have Rolf. So of course they're going to know him. That's going to bring in crowds. So no matter what, it's going to be a fun show for anything you do.
Yeah, actually, I had to because he never really he played drums and he played guitar for like a long time, but like never really played in a band, especially because ABGN just consumed everything for how busy he was with that, and then like double that on top. Now he's married and he has 2 kids. That's where all his time's going. I mean, you guys know being dads, but
oh yeah.
So this was like his first like actual band, and I had to like explain to him like, dude, like we're starting like 3 levels up. Because you got like 4 million subscribers, you got this huge fan base that like is just gonna come over and listen to this because like this is what we're doing. Like it's awesome that we're starting like this way. So it was
no baby steps for him. His first fucking show in a band is in front of 1,000 people
I
at
know.
the convention. So
I I don't think it was that many. I don't know. I mean, it was packed in there. I don't know if it was 1,000 people, but it was a lot. That was the first time I ever got to come out on stage and witness the sea of heads that you look out. Like you have the lights in your face. It's really hot on stage. You could maybe see like the first 2 rows of like people's faces, and then from there, it's just like a sea of heads in shadow. So it like it was a little nerve wracking when we got on stage at first, but as soon as we went right into the song, like we didn't care. Now, I mean, we've only played like maybe like 7 or 8 live shows, but it's like it's nothing now. It's just fun. People start going nuts. Like people just start doing a Rex Viper chant, just a thing that our fans do. It's pretty cool. Just they started it. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you not get hyped for that?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we're hyped on the new record. Nina's actually working on the album art. I'm gonna do like a logo for it. So we're planning to have like a line of merch based off that too. So yeah, we're gonna do a whole thing.
No, I'm excited to see what comes from all that. And to your point, if you are able to play some venues near us, we'll definitely be there.
Friggin' love to. We were talking like when which unfortunately we're most likely we're not gonna be playing too many games this year. I think we've already said that this year. Rex Viper's not playing too many games this year, but we were talking with our friends band about doing a bunch of shows in like New Jersey and PA and Delaware, and it's just lining up everybody's schedule, especially like our singer Harding. He's got like a full-time corporate job, so it's so hard for him to get time off, and he's married also. And like Ronald also, I mean, he does music full time, but he's married, he has a kid, so but we would love. I wish we could. I would love to do that, especially like with some of our friends' bands down here to be able to like we'd open for them, they'd open for us. We'd switch off on different nights. I miss doing all that. I just like I love being in Rex Viper. I just wish there was more, we could do more. It's always such a blast. Like we got to play Portland last year. They flew us out. They were very generous. It was just nice hanging out with everybody. They put us up in a really nice hotel. It's just great just hanging with the guys.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, obviously, we're gonna have your links for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone who talks or listens already, they know Rex Viper.
You're gonna know Rex
but
Viper,
make sure keep following it, see where they're coming, when things are being released.
Yeah. It's taken a lot longer than we've wanted to. We wanted to have this record out like probably over a year ago. We wanted to have this done, and but we were changing stuff up. We rewrote a couple of things. Some of the arrangements weren't that great. There was actually one that we were working on that me personally, I wasn't happy with it, and we restructured it and we added some other parts, and it sounds so fucking awesome now. So nice. Like we're all at a point where we're happy with this. And again, it's just hard because we're far apart. If we were able to like sit down and practice, like I was telling the guys, like I wish that like we can just have like a month away in like a cabin somewhere with just equipment and be able to write. We would write so many goddamn songs. Like we have ideas for originals that we want to do. Like I would love to be able to do that.
Well, dude, what do you call it? Like once or about twice a year, like the whole band will go down to my brother's house down in Cape May, and it'll just be us we just go down for the day, one night, sleep over and shit like that. But it's 10 hours straight of just playing and just like us hanging out. It's awesome. There's no like replicating that.
That's the best. It's the best fucking thing doing that. I'll go through this is the first band that I'm like playing. I would play with like my fingers with a bass, but like I'm playing with a pick on this one just because it's like just straight rock music. I want to have like a nice cutting tone. I'll go through like 4 or 5 picks in like 2 sessions, like 2 big sessions that we do. I just tear them up. Because we'll play for so long.
No, fuck that, Jocko. Get those fingers going. Get those blisters.
Oh, God. I'm not doing that anymore. I did that for years. I would do this thing. I was weird. I would play with like my ring finger. I would throw in there and like kind of do this weird pop with like my ring finger and there along with my middle finger. I don't want to do that anymore. Let me play with picks. I'm old. Let me play with picks.
I don't blame you.
It sounds good. It gives it a nice, like, clean, kind of tight tone. I don't do any flashy bass lines. Not that I'm like an amazing bassist anyway. I'd say I'm like a C average bassist. Like I'm not doing any flashy fills or anything like that. I'm just keeping a nice solid bass line for everybody else to play off of.
No, but to your point though, obviously, like we said, follow Rex and make sure get commissions in there to get Adventure to Bayou Billy.
Oh yeah, get me those Bayou Billy commissions or anything else. Yeah, right now I have one commission I'm working on. I probably have some others coming in. But yeah, if if there's anything, just shoot me a DM with any ideas. I love hearing from anybody that's just interested in a painting. Like even if you have a basic idea, just let me know your ideas and like what your budget is, and we could figure something out. I love working with people with that. I love working with clients.
Yeah. No, but Adam, we truly, truly appreciate you coming.
Oh,
on,
absolutely,
bud.
man. Absolutely. It's been a great time.
Thank you, bud. And with that, we want to say have a good night, everyone, and cheers.
Cheers, everybody.